Yeah, what you said in the chat was right. I didn't even think about it. Yeah, it reminds me of the same shit that Mike said about us being geeks. I was like, damn, we are in the esports. This he's saying.
That's kind of crazy. Because I was like, oh, is this esports? I didn't want to make that move anyway, but whenever I was looking at it, it just seemed like it was all about competition and stuff. So I was just driving in today, and I was like, well, let me see what the definition of esports is. And I looked at it, I was like, oh, okay, this is esports. Just a variation.
Yep.
That helped me in terms of strategizing and shit.
So Miami won, right? Yep. Yeah, Giannis is out of there. Nick, look. I'm not putting no personal shit into it, bro. If we look at the logistics of Milwaukee, nigga, if I told you you can make $15 million and live in Milwaukee, or you can make $12 million and live in Miami or in California, what you gonna take? Nigga, it's not even that. Come on, Nick.
It is a good, bro. It's
$3 million,
but you're a millionaire. You don't just because you live in Milwaukee don't mean you have to stay in Milwaukee. You get what I'm saying?
I understand that, but for 6 months out the year, you're gonna be in Milwaukee.
Okay, but you're traveling in between that 6
But
months.
I can just be in Miami the whole fucking time and not pay state tax.
That's the thing that you should lead with. Is the state tax.
Regardless,
Because I'm not going to California.
but regardless, the point is that lifestyle is huge amongst NBA players, bro. Yeah. Especially free agents.
Yeah, well, especially for young guys too.
So where the Bucks are now?
Yeah.
Are they gonna draft top of the draft? No.
No.
So that means the only way to get Giannis,
You threw money first. That's why I was going to respond just to the money.
At the end of the day,
at the end of the day, to
money.
us, it means that. But you're bringing up a whole, a factor that you can't calculate.
Exactly. I'm bringing up the whole, NBA lifestyle type of shit.
Yeah.
There's only one nigga that they can trade for that'll keep Giannis there. One nigga in the whole league.
You talking about Bradley Beal?
Nope. Bradley Beal don't help them. Bradley Beal does not help.
I looked at the game today and I was like, bro, Bradley Beal could have done some things. If we're relying on Chris Middleton to be a savior for at least
Chris Middleton, obviously they got to bring it in. He is. He's a souped up version of that. Yeah. It's just like when the Golden State Warriors updated Harrison Barnes for KD.
Yeah,
that's all that is, right? But we knew it would work because Harrison Barnes worked. Chris Middleton doesn't necessarily work, and just a superstar version of him isn't going to work like that. There's only one nigga in the league, CP3. You trade CP3 to the Milwaukee Bucks with everything that they have now, it works. Because you know why?
You ain't gotta explain the why to me. I get he explained. I mean, shit. Take OKC and just make that in the East and with the superstar.
You know what I'm saying? Because he'll get Giannis the easy buckets that he can't get himself. And CP makes clutch shots.
Yeah, he's clutch shots, and he can get everybody. He'll get the best out of everybody.
He can control the tempo. He can let Giannis go run wild, grab a rebound and go, nigga. Be the full court player you are. When this shit slow the fuck down,
when it's half court, I'll take
the fucking ball. We're gonna run pick and roll, and I'm gonna get everybody involved.
And Giannis loved point guards too. That's why he was begging for Jason Kidd not to get fired, but they did that shit anyway.
Yep. So to me, CP's the only nigga that can keep Giannis in Milwaukee. And if they don't make that trade, then guess what? I was it in the league that I texted, or was it in
about what
me about? Oh no, it was fucking Twitter. Somebody was asking me what I think.
Oh, you said Golden State. Yeah,
do they trade Giannis? Golden State. Because if I'm Milwaukee, I'm looking at.
Hold on, we about
okay.
to.
Yeah, let me see. Make sure our audio is good and clean. I'm doing everything quick tonight. I hate doing shit like that. I was up here left yesterday.
And it's tied 1-1, right, in this series?
Yeah. While they respond. Oh, let me sip some of this vaccine.
So we live?
Yep.
We live right now.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the wolf off my back.
Yo, man, the weather's changing, bro. I walked
You could,
outside
bro.
today.
I
was
felt
like,
it
"Damn."
last week.
And here's the thing.
You can feel that Christmas in the air.
My wife,
I told him 2 weeks ago, man.
yo, wifey hasn't been gone that long, and we boxed up all of our like winter shit. I was gonna put that shit in stories. That shit ain't going now.
You don't gotta bring the winter shit out just yet. It's just fall. Fall is here. Fall is here.
What I mean is like long sleeve,
Yeah,
light hoodies and shit like that. All of that.
COVID took the summer away. You know what I'm saying? COVID took the summer away. So that's why I was like, I'm surprised only for the fact like, damn, we didn't get to enjoy summer like that. But yeah, fall is here. I fuck with fall though.
This is the place where sports opinions collide. Dead in Sports. I'm your host, Kenneth B. Inch. Joining me to my right, we have Nikki Duce.
What's going on? What's going on?
To his right, you have FIFO 24/7.
What it do? What it do?
We appreciate you guys showing up once again to kick it with us, man. Look, if you are not subscribed to the show, please give us a quick subscription. There's a lot of changes going on, so there will be more content that I'm planning on the show. In the future, and our Madden tournament stuff, we're gonna put those on here as well. But we need that, man. We need your subs. We need your likes right now. We need you to share the show. We need all that, man, to help us grow and continue to expand and do great things around here. So our goal to start is 30,000. We're 20,000 away. I know that's ambitious, but we know that you guys show up, and we know you guys can help us get there. All right.
And what other place can a nigga like me be right? You know what I'm saying? There's nowhere else on TV, on YouTube, or wherever else that you can get a dude like me to point out all of the flaws that you're seeing in the NBA playoffs right now and be right about it. I'm not always right, but I'll be right.
Yeah, no Sheldon tonight, and BZ430 may be joining us later. He's recording Dead in Gaming right now. So make sure you guys check them out too. We're doing 2K21 with them as well. So that'll be on their channel. Madden will be here.
Yo, and if you're watching this right now, as soon as we're done recording, I make it to home and I get, I gotta get comfy because I came straight from the job here. I'm bypassing Madden. I'm going to play NBA 2K21. I just created my player. Me and B and Kevin from the Dead End Gaming podcast and show, we're gonna create our own team. So we're gonna be joining the pro-am leagues and all of that type of stuff. So if you haven't followed me on Twitch already, make sure you follow me, FIFA 24/7. I will be twitching 2K21, building up my player, and then you're gonna see all of the games that we do in terms of like the pro-am and the park and all of that type of stuff. So make sure you follow me.
Yep. And and follow us on Twitch. We're gonna start I ain't gonna reveal everything, but yeah, follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Dead in Sports, and of course our individual channels as well. KBING, KBINGE, WESIS11.
No, WESISI11.
We CC, what does that mean?
That's my middle name.
Okay.
It means wise man.
Okay.
That's how, because I mean you over here talking all this shit. I gotta school y'all once again. So I'm gonna let FIFO talk his shit, and I have to clean it up. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, my shit been clean.
I'm just saying we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it.
All right, all the intros and stuff over, man. Let's get into the show.
All right, we're gonna start in the NFL just because we've got to. I'll blame myself. I dropped the ball as far as the lineup of topics when it comes to the NFL's, and it's literally 2 days away. As far as kickoff,
that's crazy.
Even Hard Knocks, like usually I'm on top of it because of Hard Knocks. Hard Knocks is usually the first thing that I think of, and I even have fallen back on Hard Knocks this year, even though it's been really interesting to see the Rams and the Chargers see their camps because they're in the same city. So, and Anthony Lynn is everything that I thought he would be and more. So I'm check out Hard Knocks if you haven't. But since we're on the NFL, not going into it too deep since we're not fully staffed just yet, but let's just talk about some of the signings that just happened recently. The biggest one, Deshaun Watson signs a
Man,
contract.
that's not the biggest signing. You know the biggest signing? Colin Kaepernick on EA. EA signing Colin Kaepernick. That's the biggest signing that's happened.
Hey, you know
today.
what's even more fucked up than that though, bro? None of us is gonna pick him up.
Nope. I would get him. See, I ain't gonna do the brother like
Yeah,
that.
you gonna get it, not on this league.
It's not my fault. It's a different type of oppression. Like I said in the chat. They can put him in existing leagues, man. We have to start a new league, which we're gonna do anyway.
We're gonna do that anyway, but I'll be
do it.
interested to see who pick his ass up. Okay, so you want to start off? So you cool with Cap at 81 overall rating as
Look,
a QB who hasn't put.
No, we ain't gonna give it to him. Go listen to the league podcast on the Dead End Sports feed. We talk about that.
All right, you're right.
And more on that. So, but yeah.
All right, well that's the case. Yeah, check out that the league. Let's get back to regular schedule programming then with Deshaun Watson, your boy. Contract extension with the Texans.
Hey man,
worth up to 156 million. 110 is guaranteed. Is this a
111? I know.
see it, whatever.
Yeah.
Good or bad signing for Watson? Usually you say good or bad signing for the franchise, but I'm just talking about Watson.
100% the player got to get his money first and foremost. Then we'll address all of the other controversial stuff in terms of trading my damn number one target and what the hell is going on with this damn O-line type stuff. But no, Deshaun had to get his money first before now he can start, because now he has the leverage to a degree, meaning that I am the franchise quarterback. You pay me like a franchise quarterback. Now we need to make moves like a franchise quarterback, or sit out, make your demands. But I definitely think that it was the first step in terms of Deshaun Watson solidifying himself in the league. Obviously, we already know he's a top 10 quarterback. You know what I'm saying? But now he's getting paid like that. And I think that is
he's getting paid more than Patty Mahomes when it's all said and done within this contract year.
Yeah, I mean
this contract year, but we already know Pat Mahomes signed for 10 years.
Yeah,
400.
but it's still crazy.
That extra couple of millions is for reparations.
But
because he fully black.
but it's still interesting to hear like all these QBs that get signed after Patty, they're gonna make more money during these few years in between. And of course, I get you saying it's long game. Yeah, it's long term.
It was structured that way, so that way they can sign Jason Kelsey. Who's their D tackle in Kansas City?
Oh, you talking about Frank Clark?
No. The guy at the middle. He's the X factor.
Shit. Chris Jones.
Chris Jones. They was able to re-sign him. Like I said, they re-signed Travis Kelsey. They're gonna have to give it back to Tyreek Hill. Eventually, they're gonna have to pay McCall. Like the way that they structured the Pat Mahomes deal is gonna allow for them to retain the core of that group. So I get it, but at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, when Deshaun's contract is over and Mahomes' contract is over, Mahomes gonna have way more money, way more. Mm-hmm. And then we're not even talking endorsements because he already got State Farm. Mm-hmm. What Deshaun got?
I haven't seen him on TV.
I have not seen Deshaun on TV yet. That's fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
Good or bad signing, Ken?
Yeah. Well, how many years again?
5. Well, he's already on his rookie year still. So
it's like a 4-year deal.
It's a 7-year deal technically because he's got the 2 years left on his rookie deal, and then the money kicks in for the 4-year extension.
Where? I mean, I know there could have been other organizations to pay him. I understand that. But maybe it is good to stay where he's comfortable.
That's what all he's known.
Yeah, and just seeing like his reaction to it, the manly tears that he cried, which I will cry like that too.
Hell yeah! If somebody give me $100 million, I'm crying every fucking day, 40 days, 40 nights,
111 million times.
Just because, let's be honest, man. Like out of, sometimes you just pay a quarterback because of where he was drafted. But let's be honest, Deshaun has earned this.
More than earned that motherfucker.
He's overcome bad play calling, a bad roster.
Offensive line.
He's the new Cam Newton, that's my concern because we've seen.
I won't say that.
I'm talking about in terms of.
No, I'll say he's a new Russell Wilson.
That's
just based on how he carries himself as a quarterback.
Yeah, well, no, I'm talking about in terms of them giving him assets. But Russell Wilson could work too. But Russell Wilson had a legendary defense. So
Yeah.
Oh,
he
yeah, I
didn't-
get what you're saying.
so he
Okay.
didn't have to be anything. They Cam was bereft of weapons. Like he only had Steve Smith at one point.
And they was
He
beefing.
had Greg Olsen too.
Yeah, and later on, but that
early on
that
it
was
was
it.
Steve.
They didn't do the brother right. We're seeing something similar happen here, and as long as the coach is there, that's my concern about him. But he knows something I don't know, so maybe he's comfortable with it. Sometimes you just got to take the money and just deal with,
He's
what's
defended Bill O'Brien, who's not only just the coach, but he's also the GM. So
right.
he's
Like that commercial.
yeah.
Not only am I the coach, I'm also the GM.
So I think he's just like, there's probably not going to be anybody else who's really like, they already believed in me. They traded up to get me. I believe they traded up to get him. And on top of that, everything that's been going on so far, I feel like he has a good relationship with Bill O'Brien. Like, I feel like he actually thinks this is the guy that can help me take over the top.
No, I don't think that.
I don't see how you resign and not say, because he's never talked badly about Bill O'Brien.
No,
Because Bill O'Brien would go way before he would. Bill O'Brien.
Really? Do you think so?
Yeah.
How? What makes you think that?
Because the player is always more important than the coach. 99% of the time. Bill Belichick, that's a little different. But every other situation, well, Andy Reid too. I think that they would have got rid of McNabb.
I'm saying Bill O'Brien somehow, some way is in this area that you said that you classify as
on his last.
How?
Because they've underachieved. They haven't really made the right roster moves, and that falls on Bill O'Brien's shoulders. And at the end of the day, we know that Deshaun Watson is a classy player.
Yep.
So he's not going to badmouth anybody.
Yep.
And at the end of the
He's
day,
like that.
yeah, he's exactly like that. And then let's be honest, right? Like, okay, D-Hop is a top 3 wide receiver in the league. I don't give a fuck if you put Michael Thomas or Julio Jones, but the next motherfucker is D-Hop.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever order you put him in, that's the top 3 in the league. But let's be honest. Even though you got rid of that guy, who has a deeper wide receiving core than the damn Texans? And I'm not saying that you are able to, by committee, be able to get the production that D-Hop had. But when you look at that wide receiving core,
let me look at.
Well, let me ask you this,
Mm-hmm.
because I understand where you're going in, and he's been described by Dabo as the Michael Jordan of football.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen it.
They throwing that out too loosey
Right.
these days.
But we've seen it.
But
though.
he's
He ain't
super
won a
clutch.
championship.
I'm not saying he ain't. I'm not saying he ain't clutch, but like MJ is a fucking legend. You know what
I mean, you gotta take it and apply it where it needs to be applied, and leave the rest where it's at.
Wow.
But my thing was, because when he said, I was like, okay, that's you going too far. But when you see him play and the things he do,
he elevates. Yeah.
No, he got it.
Yep.
That said, if that's the case, that deep core, I'm thinking about his days in Clemson, where I'm trying to recall, I don't think he had like A1 talent there either, right? He had some talent,
he had talent,
but not
like he had
to the
Sammy
level
Watkins.
of right. Not
Yeah.
and we see what he is in the NFL.
Yeah, he's
So-
a good borderline good player.
Yeah. So that being said, in college, it's a lot easier for guys like a Sammy Watkins to be step above the rest of the competition. And the NFL is somewhat different. So can he take a guy on Sammy Watkins level and can he be the force multiplier, as they like to say? Or in the NFL, do you really need those elite receivers? Tom Brady has proven you don't. As long as you got the quarterback, odds are
Jimmy G.
Peyton Manning for a while. Well, no, yeah.
No, he
Jimmy
was
G.
had one.
Yeah, Jimmy G proved that you get to the Super Bowl without an elite.
Yeah.
If you want to be honest, most of the teams that go to the Super Bowl, they do not have elite quarterbacks. They don't have a top 5, maybe not even a top 8 wide receiver.
Yeah.
On the when you're in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's all about. So I think at the wide receiver position, it's all about how deadly of a weapon that wide receiver is versus how elite that wide receiver is, if that makes sense. Because if they're a weapon, that means that the coaching staff knows how to employ that weapon to get the most out of them, right? Like,
now we're back to Bill
okay.
O'Brien.
So Bill O'Brien is definitely
Because is he the coach to do what you just said?
He's untouchable to me, though.
No, he's not.
How can he not be?
Look, because at the end of the day, bro, at some point in time, Bill O'Brien is just not gonna be there because he's not a championship coach. He's not gonna be able to string it along that long.
We know that. I feel like we all know that. but probably agree with us as far as Bill O'Brien not being an elite head coach. But for him to be a head coach and GM and make the moves he's made over the last 5 years with the record that he's had, yes, he's won division titles, but after that, it's a lot to be left, to be impressed with. And then on top of that, the last time I remember him, he was up 20 plus on Patrick Mahomes and somehow lost that game.
Nah, but shit, damn near anybody would have lost.
Yeah, I get you, but they were the first ones to see that happen. You know what I mean?
I feel you, but again, I think that Bill O'Brien is on a shorter leash than ever. I think Bill O'Brien, if they don't make it to the AFC title game, and if not the Super Bowl within the next 2 seasons, he's out. What else can this man? He's already reshaped that roster how many times in his time being there? If you're not getting to the dance, because now you solidify. You've hitched your way. We already knew where it was hitched to,
Yeah.
but now it's cemented.
And that's why the D-Hop, now we see the D-Hop move. This was the move. Like, you're going to put that money and invest it in Deshaun Watson. So you're not going to pay a receiver like that. You're going to take that money and try to build out the rest of the roster, and we see how it works out. Here's what I want to bring up, and I was thinking about this, because people always talk about, even before he won a Super Bowl, man, Patrick Mahomes was just sitting there. Nobody knew he was in the ninth pick of the draft. The Chiefs traded up for him. People don't really say that about Hopkins, do they? I mean, Watson, do they?
No, they do. Because he was 12. Like,
Yeah.
Because I remember that draft because the Bengals picked John Ross 9th, and then Mahomes went 10th, I believe, and then Watson went 12th, or one of the other ones.
And who went before the both of them?
Trubisky.
You're a guy.
And it feels like he's often not meant, like, it comes across sometimes that he's mentioned in passing, that he's not revered as much as Mahomes.
Which is why I say he's Russell Wilson-esque, as far as, like, he does so much.
Headlines.
He does have highlights, though.
No, I said headlines.
Oh, yeah, he does. Like, he'll in the game, you'll be like, this is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Why is he not being talked about much? But you look at the market, he's not even the biggest star in his state. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you got the Cowboys. The Cowboys run all the headlines in Texas.
I would even say J.J. Watt is more popular than Deshaun Watson on his own team.
Even D-Hop was probably more popular than Deshaun Watson on his own team. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And here's the thing. I think Deshaun Watson does have amazing highlight reel plays. But what we see, Pat Mahomes, we ain't never seen that, dog. I ain't never seen nobody throw no look pass in no damn game.
But have you seen a motherfucker do some of the shit that Watson did last year?
Mahomes does it.
Mahomes ain't.
He's not as athletic.
He's not juking and
yeah, he's not athletic.
Not juking the way Hopkins. That play Hopkins did last year.
No. I give you
his
that.
arm is the talent.
You know what it is? Deshaun is stuck in between Lamar and Pat.
Okay.
He's a combination of the two, but he's not as good in any one of the things that the other two are good at.
You know what I said?
He's not as good of a runner.
Say that sentence again. I want to.
Okay.
Make sure
So what I'm saying is Deshaun Watson is not as good of a runner as Lamar.
Yep.
And he's not as good of a thrower as Pat.
Yep.
Okay.
He's in the middle of them, and because of that, he's always like those three quarterbacks are the future of what the NFL is.
But let me ask you this though: if Watson was on that Chiefs team.
Oh no! Of course,
they win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, they win a Super Bowl.
Okay.
I'll say this:
100%.
if we're talking about the AFC, remember we always talk about, can Lamar and Mahomes be the Brady and Manning of the AFC now? We always forget Roethlisberger was in that era too. I see Watson as the Roethlisberger of the AFC. Like, he will be. He
might get one. And he's gonna be consistent, but
he's never.
Is he gonna be Brady or Manning?
Nah. Okay, so who's who?
Mahomes is Brady.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Lamar is Peyton.
He's gonna win one or two, and then Deshaun may win one and maybe compete for another.
Because we see Mahomes going on a run. We don't see
trio of the black QBs. I love it.
Yep. The future of the NFL.
Future NFL. Future of the AFC.
Yeah, the AFC.
Yeah.
I would agree with you, FIFA, on your point as far as the Texans' depth of wide receivers, but they're all like B to B plus.
They are,
yeah.
and the only other team that I will put even on the same playing field in terms of depth and also like just talent is the Cardinals. Now they got D-Hop, they got Larry that can still ball, Christian Kirk, and my guy Andy Isabella. So those two wide receiving corps to me have the most talent. And
Who did the
depth out of
Texans get
anybody.
after they let DeAndre Hopkins go?
They still have Will Fuller. They got Brandon Cooks.
Mm-hmm.
They got Randall Cobb. They got Kenny still, and Kiki Cootie.
Okay. Yeah, that's like a B and a B.
But you got 4 of them.
Yeah, you got options.
It's like if you go 4 or 5 wide, there's not. How many teams have DBs that can cover all of those guys? That's a problem.
The person that's going to cover him is the coach.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think he's Teflon. I honestly think so. Because like he's fucked up so much time with this roster as far as what you were saying.
He keeps getting to the playoffs. That's the
thing. That's what I'm saying. He
That's
only wins
saving him.
division titles.
That's saving him. Because didn't he win like what 6 divisions in the last 10 years or something like that, or 5 in the last?
You can't
9
sniff
years?
at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So weak ass division, but
did you like the contract extension B with Watson?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was dope. I thought it was dope. The fact that he got paid. You know, I'm always for brothers getting their money, and the fact that his family surprised him. I thought that was really dope too. Like that was a nice little add-in, icing on the cake. You know how he got emotional and stuff when he saw his family there. But yeah, I think he deserved that bread, man. Like because we've seen even me and Ken talked about it. Like man, Deshaun Watson and saved Bill O'Brien ass a whole bunch of times. So
6 times.
Yeah, you know. So yeah, I'm definitely glad that he got that money. He deserved that money. Let him get paid. But I am interested if what that mean for Dak. What it mean for the other quarterback in the state of Texas.
I think at this point we already know what it means for Dak. Dak is going on the open market as soon as
after next year. After next year.
Really? Yep. So would you say that the Sean contract is fair for Dak?
No, I don't. I think Dallas has already crossed the line. Like they've already drawn the line in the sands. They're not trying to pay him over $35 million a year.
But okay, so is that more or less than
I think if you look at Dak's and Deshaun's resume, they're very similar. So he should be getting almost, I won't say as much, but close to it. But based on how the Cowboys have been acting this whole offseason and even towards last season, as far as,
but that doesn't necessarily mean at the end of the year
they're not going to pay. Well,
here's the thing.
They've shown who they want to pay, and they've shown who they don't want to pay.
But I definitely think that this contract is more in line with where Dak is versus a Pat Mahomes contract.
I don't think Dak was asking for a Pat Mahomes. I think he was asking between 35 to 40 mil.
Well, how much is Deshaun making?
He's making about let me go on specifics, but I think it was about like 32 to 35 a year.
To me, that's fair.
The chat's correcting us. He didn't play with Sammy Watkins.
What'd you say, Cam?
So who did he?
Deshaun Watkins. He didn't. Sammy Watkins wasn't on that Clemson team. Hunter Renfrow was one, and I think
so. Sammy left the year before.
Mike Williams was another.
I know.
Wait, Sammy Watkins was on. Wasn't he with Auburn?
Nah, he was with Clemson.
No, he was with Clemson.
Who am I thinking was on that Auburn team with Cam? Well, that was Cam. So that was
I forgot. I know.
Are y'all sure?
Watkins could have been on Florida State with Jameis. There was a receiver with Jameis. No, that was Kelvin Benjamin.
Yeah,
I think.
Kelvin Benjamin. No,
I remember him.
No, Sammy Watkins played at Clemson, and I could have swore, and I may be wrong, but I could have swore he played with Deshaun.
He came out in 2013.
Because I know Deshaun had one big time wide receiver on that team.
So, based off of Watson's contract right now, his rookie deal ends in next year, 2021. So right now, this year, he's only getting paid like less than $1.2 million. As far as base salary, it jumps to $10 million in 2021. Then it jumps to in 2022 to $35 million. Then it jumps back down to $20 million in 2023. That's when they can get their potential out if they want to get out this contract with the Texans. And then it jumps again for the last 2 years to $32 million. And he's a free agent, unrestricted free agent in 2026.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson got there the year after Watkins left in 2014.
Oh shit. I stand corrected.
Moving on to the receiver that he lost, DeAndre Hopkins just signed an extension with the Cardinals, a 2-year deal worth $54 million, $42 million guaranteed.
100% worth it.
Yep.
Especially for that organization and that young QB, because I think that the things that he learned from Larry Fitzgerald is invaluable, and now you're going to add another star wide receiver in his prime that is also knowledgeable. And we've seen D-Hop get 1,000+ yards where it doesn't matter who's under center. And now he's going to have next to Deshaun, the next best quarterback that he's ever played with. So I really like that. I also like the Cliff Kingsbury offense and how they're going to utilize all of these weapons.
Yeah,
because man, like because already they employ so much moving, and he's like Sean McVay with more substance in the offense. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really excited to see what the hell the Cardinals do. Them they got some weaponry.
Yeah, it's all about Kyler Murray and his development this upcoming season.
Yep.
Another big signing.
Hold on, let me pause you right there real quick. Colin Kaepernick not better than Kyler Murray. Just saying. Today, and you think about it, and Manning, he's rated 81, Kyler 77. He's not better than Kyler Murray today.
Okay. I mean, all right. Leonard Fournette got out of Jacksonville. And it seemed like everybody got I feel like the only bus
got rid of the niggas. I'm gonna just call it like I see it, man. All the Negroes are gone.
Not even that,
They
but
rebuild it.
all
Jalen, Fournette, the
Campbell, Calais
Campbell.
Campbell.
Oh man,
Calais.
I should have put up the list. I ain't know you can talk about that. I would have. It was a list they showed of players in the last like 2 to 3 seasons that all played with Jacksonville that are gone, and they were good players.
Mm-hmm.
They were like really.
They're
good
trying to
players.
tank.
Yeah,
What's
And then they also got where Blake at?
Bortles?
Yeah.
He chilling with us.
He got beat out by the mustache dude, right? What's my man name?
Yeah, but was he
Minshew.
on the team?
No,
He
he's not on the team.
Dang, so they got rid of him too because he hung around them too much.
What do
He
y'all
thought he was bigger than what he was, though.
Shit, he enjoyed the ride. He got to an AC term.
Yeah, he
title
did.
game.
Like there are not a lot of quarterbacks that can say they've done that.
I faced against Brady, and I was up on Brady.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all think about Fournette signing with the Bucks?
Man,
Love
it's
Are they a lock for the title game? NFC?
absolutely not.
If who locked
It's
for the title? Who?
Way
The
Bay Bucks.
No, they're not locked for no title game. Why you say that?
I'm just saying they got all the talent. That's what everybody's saying.
Nah, but the NFC is super tough. The NFC South, we know how it is. It's a flip-flop division. So we don't know who the hell's going to win that division. And then, look, you still got to go through the damn 49ers. You still got to go through the damn Seahawks. Green Bay, even though the reports are they questioning about this Jordan Love pick now because they see him in practice. They're like,
Really?
yeah, they scratching their head. They're like, yo, this is not what y'all sold us. But either way, that defense in Green Bay ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that they're the most dominant.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
I'm still thinking about what you just said about Jordan Love.
Yeah, so
You know what makes this so interesting that you said that? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Is maybe that's why Aaron Rodgers recently came out and said, hey, man, I'm going to show this brother some love, man. I'm going to help him along. They ain't do that for me. Maybe he's seeing the same shit and was like, yeah, I'm not worried about him at all.
If anything, I can help him type shit.
Right.
Because, he's third on the depth chart right now.
Behind who?
An undrafted free agent. Wow. And they traded up in the first round to get this guy. He's not even
I want Jordan Love to succeed.
We pro brother.
I'm pro brother on this show always. But it feels like this is what they ass get.
Yeah, 100%.
This is what they ass get.
The it's crazy because Green Bay is known as like the team for the fans. And look how they treat their players.
Yeah.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I think that you could have waited to draft the quarterback for another 2 years. You didn't have to get him right now.
Well, I mean, I won't say that. You didn't have to draft him first round. Period.
To me, look.
Well, that's kind of saying the same thing. So you didn't have to draft the first round, and if he's not there in the second round, then you can wait another. 2 years.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, it's like they drafted Rodgers, but while Favre was still there.
But Rodgers fell.
Yeah.
They didn't have to move.
I get
They
that.
didn't have to give
We
up
saw
any draft
Rodgers
capital.
at Cal.
Exactly.
Like we knew he should have been higher than what he was. He could play. He was a gift.
Exactly. And my thing is this. When you look at the rest of the NFC, like I just named, the 49ers, bro, that defense, you got to give Aaron Rodgers every possible advantage against that front. You just do. Whether that meant that they drafted an O-line instead of Jordan Love, another wide receiver, whatever the hell, but it had to be offensive. Not quarterback. Anything but a quarterback.
Right.
That is what they should have drafted.
I remember how they were just cheesing. What's the name? LaFleur, just grinning.
Yep. You look at
Because that's his
Seattle.
job guarantee right there.
Yeah, it was.
You look at that NFC, man, and right now you could have held off because even though Aaron Rodgers is in a slight decline, he's still better than he's still in the top 7. He's still a top 7 quarterback and he's declining. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta give him whatever it takes to win because first of all, championship windows don't last that long in any professional sport. And right now, like you gotta give him that. What's good, Ken?
Dang.
What?
They got rid of your mans.
Who?
BD. B Don. Billy Donovan out of there.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
see?
word.
Interesting.
51 minutes ago.
Wow.
I told you we don't get to basketball.
Well, he had a good season.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn. That was all Chris Paul. I've been told y'all Billy Donovan ain't shit, but we'll get to
You
that.
ain't tell me.
I've been saying that for a minute.
I was just giving them props for this year.
I said don't.
That's it.
Yeah. Ken always been dogging Billy Donovan. Ken just gave him props for this season. That was it.
But yeah, I think I've said this before. I don't think the Bucks will make the playoffs as far as Tampa Bay. I think because like you mentioned, the NFC South is just Atlanta Falcons. You got the Saints still. The Saints have been dominating the division for the last 2-3 seasons, I believe. I don't see what Brady as a statue could do for that. The weapons all look good, but I've seen this before with the Eagles back in the day, and there was another team that was a superstar team where they recruited a bunch of players. It don't always work.
It
You know
don't,
what I mean?
but we know not to count Brady out. We know that,
I mean,
and he's never look. Let's be honest. The best weapon he's ever had was Randy.
yeah,
And how long did he have Randy? 2 seasons.
yeah.
He has tall light skin
Mike Evans.
in his prime, physical prime, and we're talking about arguably a top 3 deep threat, right in the league. Tom Brady only had that one time. Chris Godwin, another speedster guy, all around type of wide receiver, could go deep, short, whatever. He's never had that. He got 3 tight ends right now. You know, I think they're gonna move on from one of them, but he got 3 tight ends, including his favorite all-time target. You know what I'm saying? Now you got 2 running backs that are both good. Leonard Fournette, look, I heard this stat, and I didn't know that he was a pass catcher like this. You know, he caught like 60 balls.
Yeah.
So Leonard Fournette is a lot more versatile than people perceive him to be. Everybody knows him as the power guy, run through guys, you know, wants the contact, but the man can catch. They got Shady McCoy. Shady McCoy isn't what he used to be back in his old Philly days and even the Buffalo days when he moved, but he still asked the Chiefs if he contributed. You know what I'm saying? Like they have everything that you need, and the defense is decent to good. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not over the top, but they got guys. So when I'm looking at that division, only to me, the Saints have more on the offensive end. As much as I like the Falcons, they're always questionable. And what have I said for as long as we've been doing anything, recording and talking sports? You can't
never trust Georgia teams.
So I ain't trusting them no more. I ain't trusting them.
I'm just saying it's gonna be hard to win the division. It's gonna hard to be a top seed or a good seed. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's going to be as easy as people think. I see them going 9-7, missing the playoffs.
And I don't think it's going to be easy. I think people that think that they don't know what the hell they talking about. I 100% agree with you there. I don't even know if they win the division, but I think that how the Bucks are now constructed around Tom Brady, the first couple of weeks is going to be their preseason. And I think and I think that can knock them out of a top spot in the NFC or even winning the division. But realistically, again, I'm not counting out Brady, man. If he gets to the dance, you don't want to face Brady. Out of every quarterback that's currently playing right now, there's 2 guys you don't want to play against. Pat Mahomes and Tom Brady, dog.
If you struggle to make the playoffs as a wild card, then I don't like your chances in the playoffs. It's just it's a different, like the team is playing different.
But can you just agree with me that the first couple of weeks they're gonna take it like their preseason, right?
Right. So
it's
they're saying go 2-2 or 1-3.
It's all about
you lost the division at that point.
But it's all about when you start to hit your stride.
Right.
If they start playing good about week 5 to week 6, and the next 10 weeks, they're dominant going into the playoffs. Even if they're a wild card team, I don't want to play them.
The last signing that just happened recently, Clowney signs with the Titans.
Yeah, I ain't like that shit.
He was denying offers from the Browns and also I believe the
fucked up.
Saints. I think was it the
The
Saints?
Seahawks.
Seahawks offered him what they could. He didn't turn it down. The Browns, I heard they were offering him like $18 million a year.
Is the money more with the Titans than it was with the other two teams? Do we know
No, the
that?
Titans is 15 for 1 year, up to 18 with incentives. So I think he's just doing another 1 year rental with a contender. If I do great, I can get a big payday.
But okay, so this is why I don't like that sign, because Jadeveon is an addition and he's not the entree. And because of that,
You mean he's the mac and cheese beside
99, he's just the cheese, he ain't the Mac.
100. and like my thing is like he's not helping that defense. That defense is going to be exactly the same.
The coach, the head coach is the coach that he was with, I believe, with the Texans when he got drafted. So he's cool in that system. He understands that system, so it fits.
And I get all of that, but I think, and I know how important, especially when you get to the NFL, right? And I'm looking at it beyond like Madden scheme finisher like that. However, I think that when you look at the Browns, right, like you got to look at the players you're playing with.
Mm-hmm.
When you're opposite of Myles Garrett, like you can't, one or two of y'all gonna both dominate. Like you can't block that. You just can't block that. When I look at Seattle, now they got Jamal. Now you have an impact person at every level of the defense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When I look at the Titans, and I know that the Titans got a pretty good defense, their safety, I can't remember his first name, but Bird or Bayard or something like that. He's nice. The defense is solid, but Clowney doesn't elevate that to me. When I look at that, I'm just like, they're the same. They would have been the same with or without him.
Yeah, he's a playoff guy. Like he shows up when the teams make the playoffs, and he kind of, coasts during the regular season. And on the Titans, you can't necessarily do that. I just think that what it appears to me is that Clowney just messed up, or his agent messed him up. And instead of taking a deal with the Seahawks and the Browns, who has a chance of winning, he had to take what was left. Yeah. And the Titans got him and was willing to pay him $15 million for 1 year.
Yep.
Because they probably believe that they got a chance to get back.
Of course they do. Of course they do. And they should. They should have that type of
They was in the
confidence.
title game last year.
Yeah, they should have that type of confidence.
Football.
Yeah, especially with Ryan Tannehill as your quarterback.
So Ken, you always talk about Aaron Donald and the lack of production, like in terms of numbers, but we always talk about how he just takes double, triple teams and he opens everything else for everybody else. To me, Jadeveon is in the same vein that oftentimes he doesn't get a lot of stats, but when you watch the tape, he's a disruptor. And most times they're doubling him because he can get off of one guy, so you have to command that attention to him. And because of that, again, I think the other two places, the Browns and the Seahawks, were better because the defense around them fits better. There's just more talent around him to say, if you double team me, bro, what you gonna do with Myles Garrett? And if you double team Myles, what you gonna? We got DBs back here that's gonna hold it down. If you double team Myles, I'm one-on-one now. Like, come on, man. Like, I don't from a playing scheme perspective. I'm disappointed. I'm honestly just disappointed. Like,
I'm just glad he got a job.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Thursday's night matchup opening off the NFL season is the Houston Texans at Kansas City. So we will get to see Deshaun Watson face against the Super Bowl MVP, Patty Mahomes.
Both guys that got paid in the offseason.
Both guys got paid. Who y'all got?
I got Kansas City. Well, no. You said it's week 1.
Yep.
I got Kansas City. I got
the Texans only because the whole. Hold on, come back to me.
Yep, rematch of the playoffs. So,
is it AFC title game or the AFC divisional game?
It was the divisional. Yep.
Well, I'm bad at picking games, so
yeah, me too. I'm just going with
the
Chiefs because they did returning champ.
I just can't believe it's about to be football.
Yep. I'm going with the Texans. because I like underdogs and I fuck with Deshaun.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Texans only because the Super Bowl hangover thing is for real, and I think that Deshaun definitely has a chip on his shoulder.
That's a good point. That's a good point about the Super Bowl hangover. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go Texans.
All right. I mean, I could go down the list, but we'll cover the NFL extensively next week. But yeah, I just want to get the first games out the way.
And it's hard to think that football's right around the corner because we're still watching.
We're still like we're not even close to
Maybe
the
that's it.
and the NBA play the finals. We're like
I know that it feels weird, Ken, that we're in the heat of basketball when football is about to start. So yeah, that definitely
it's
that's
amazing
that
though.
we've never seen, huh?
I love it.
Yeah, that's something we've never really
different.
seen before,
Yeah.
man. Like we in the NBA playoffs and the NFL season is
We
about
don't
to
know how
start.
things gonna go after this Labor Day weekend because I heard motherfuckers out there just wilding, boy.
boy. A lot of people from
Man.
Cincinnati came down to Atlanta. I hope they ain't brought
Oh,
nothing back to
shit.
Cincy with them.
Would you be back to Cincy with them or back to brought to Atlanta with them?
Either one. Yeah. Nasty natty, that's what they call it. But since B brought up the NBA, let's get on to it. Right now we're currently watching game 3 of the Lakers Houston series. Right now, Houston is up. Even though what was that? LeBron? Yeah, LeBron made a good shot. But before we get to LeBron and them, I know y'all was tweeting at me and FIFO about
Giannis.
this last week. So let's start off.
All right, so first
Let's talk about Giannis and the Bucks.
Yeah, so first off, I want to go.
I'm gonna let you have the floor. Go ahead. Do what you
Thank
do.
you.
What you got to do.
Appreciate it.
Man, LeBron,
Yeah, 17 years. That's all I gotta say.
Man, come
But look, this whole Giannis
on.
conversation,
Nice.
people coming on Twitter, coming at me talking about, oh, I did pick the Bucks to win in 7. 2 things could have been right. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew Giannis was gonna struggle just because of the type of player he is, but I did also say, and tell me if I'm wrong, the Bucks are a more experienced, deeper team than the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat are just they just want it more right now, and Jimmy got in the head of Giannis, and it is what it is.
That's twice that's happened. Back-to-back years. First Kawhi, now Jimmy.
So you know, look, me and B have consistently called out Giannis for a bevy of reasons. The primary one, what you just named, Ken, is the mental toughness. That's number one, first and foremost. The second aspect of Giannis's game is the half-court game. And we saw that being exposed. Now, with all that being said,
It was exposed last year, though.
it was exposed. It's been exposed.
It's been exposed.
It's been exposed. You know what I'm saying?
Giannis, and he hasn't taken that step yet. He hasn't taken a step further to be like, oh, okay, yeah, his game. He's definitely involved in his game. He's not. He's still playing with the turbo. He's still playing with the turbo. He's playing. You holding down R2, and you just running around because you bigger than everybody, and then you laying it up. Like in the playoff, when the game slows down and the games become way more half court heavy, Giannis is getting exposed. Like he is really getting exposed this way. So
100%.
I hope he go this off season before this next season come and work on some things. Like we shouldn't have to be saying
Hakeem.
Yeah, we shouldn't have to be saying 3-4 years in a row, Giannis, half court set. Oh, he that's his kryptonite. We should not be saying this. So you know, and it's unfortunate because I think he's about to get the MVP. Like this dude is probably about to get the MVP, and your ass is out. Your ass got out, a gentleman's sweep, as they would say. And really, I mean, that was really Middleton that kind of kept y'all alive. So y'all was really about to get swept. If Middleton, you know, started playing like he was worth his money, that's the reason why y'all didn't get swept. But yeah, man, Giannis, he hadn't taken that step up as far as his game, man. He's not a half court guy. And we shouldn't be saying that going into next year. We shouldn't be saying
not when we talking about an MVP candidate.
Right.
When you MVP, that means that the holes in your game are so minute that all we're doing is nitpicking at this point.
Right.
And this is not nitpicking. This is like, nigga, you have the best record coming into this thing, or the Lakers may have, but you had the best record in the East. There's no reason why a team like Miami should beat you when Giannis was healthy. Obviously, you know, he got hurt in the last couple games. But here's the thing, B. Before we started recording and everything, I was saying there's one player that can save Milwaukee by keeping Giannis. if they trade for this one guy.
Who?
And here's the thing. Both was it Ken or was it you?
I said it.
So Mr. AKA, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, said that they should trade for Bradley Beal. And I'm like, why? That's just a souped up version of Chris Middleton. That isn't what Giannis needs in a half court set. The one guy I believe that they can trade for, and it would make what they have work, CP3.
We said that last year.
No,
we was saying that we was like, if CP3 would have went to Bucks instead of OKC, we would have been like, oh yeah, Bucks is about to
championship.
be, yeah, damn near championship, yeah, like just with that, you know what I'm saying? But
with that one piece, because CP controls the tempo of the game.
Yep.
CP will allow Giannis to grab that rebound and go and do your full court thing. But guess what happens when it comes in the fourth quarter? First of all, I'm clutch. I know how to play the mid-range, and I elevate everybody else. So those buckets that Giannis can't get because it's too difficult one-on-one, CP will be able to create those shots for him.
He sure would. He sure would. In a half-court set. In the half-court set.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chris Middleton will get a lot easier shots.
Yep.
Everybody, the flow would be there that they don't have. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So all that being said, I don't think that they pull off that move just because I don't think the GM is that savvy, in my opinion. I definitely think that Giannis gets traded. I know that they asked me on Twitter where I think he's going to go. I think Golden State. And the reason why I say Golden State is you can't get a better trade package than what Golden State can offer.
What can they give him?
So you get a replacement player for Giannis and
Wiseman.
No, Wiggins, right? So you get that, and then you draft Wiseman. So you're giving up Giannis to get two guys. A guy that physically not better than Giannis, but obviously plays a similar position, can compete with Giannis, right? And
that makes sense money-wise, though? How much money Giannis?
Yeah, they fit money-wise. They both got max contracts.
Okay.
So that fits money-wise, and then you get the number 2 pick in the draft, which to me, if I'm Milwaukee, I'm taking Wiseman. So now you're looking at, point guard is still a struggle, but now I got Chris Middleton, I have Wiggins, I have Wiseman, I still have Coach Bud.
So pretty much start all over, pretty much, if you're Milwaukee.
To a degree, this is a slight rebuild than tearing it down like the 76ers did. You know what I'm saying? Because you still got guys that are experienced and that can win games. And then obviously you're bringing up Wiseman as being the true Giannis replacement in terms of being the superstar of that team. So to me, excuse me. That's
Wiggins, you said you okay, so you said replacement, as in who's the replacement for Giannis?
What I'm saying, okay, so Wiseman is the potential superstar in that whole deal.
Okay.
But physically, Wiggins is like he comes in and plays the Giannis minutes. You go guard everybody. We need you to be versatile. We need you to do this, that, and the third. That's the Wiggins role. But the superstar that you get out of the deal, in my opinion, is Wiseman. And now you start building around him.
Is this Giannis' final year that just happened, or he got one more? He's
got one more year.
Got one more. But he can say, I'm not resigning.
Yeah, and they're gonna have to trade him.
And they're gonna have to trade him.
Are you finished with your soliloquy?
You can go.
All right. So the last time we recorded was after game 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you did your whole spiel about how Giannis is not top 5 to you. Do you still believe that?
Yeah, there's still 5 players I'll take.
Okay, so
maybe more now.
Giannis is not even top 5, maybe not even top 8 to you, in the NBA, which I think is ridiculous still to this day. Did I expect the Bucks to get out this second round? Yes, of course. I picked them to win. But I'm not going to kill Giannis as much as FIFO has been doing, because I'm going to take a page out of FIFO's book and out of multiple people's book when it comes to Giannis, because of another player who's been in a similar situation and his career has been turned out pretty fine, I would say. That player is LeBron James. I did a comparison as far as up to their 6th year in the NBA. I want to hear that sign, Ken. All right? Sit back and drink. All right? Take your time. LeBron James didn't win his first MVP until year 6. As B mentioned, Giannis is going to be on his 2nd MVP by year 6 and Defensive Player of the Year. When LBJ left the Cavs for Miami, 2 years after, just like he's in a similar situation that Giannis is in, pretty much, where Giannis could leave in 2 seasons. So not this upcoming season, but the year after. So in similar situations. During his 6th season in the playoffs, this is the 08-09 season of LeBron James. I rounded up just based off the averages. LeBron averaged about 31 points per game, 6 assists, and 8 rebounds in the playoffs. Giannis has averaged 27 points, 6 assists, and 14 rebounds in the playoffs in the 6th season. LeBron left the Cavs for Miami after losing to the Celtics in the 2nd round of the East in his 7th season. LeBron's last 2 seasons in his first stint with the Cavs, they were the number 1 overall seed in both those years from 08 to 2010. And just like Giannis, the last couple seasons, they've been the number 1 team in the East.
Let me pause you right there. Who did LeBron lose to?
I'm about to tell you.
No. I'm gonna take him down a rabbit path.
Nah, I'll let you talk. Let me talk. All right.
Man, them Bucks team is way better than them Cavs.
I'm the B. I'll let y'all
talking about, man.
All right. I'll let y'all say y'all shit.
Man,
I'm just stating facts.
I'm just stating facts. The 76 Iverson squad. Like them Cavs teams was
I'm just stating facts, B. We just talking about. I'm just doing a little revisionist history.
Context, Nick.
Nick,
you gotta put everything in context.
I'm just laying it out as it is. Y'all will have a chance to. Y'all will have a chance to respond.
Okay,
Let me go. This is the last part.
Oh my God.
In the 08-09 season, LeBron lost to the 3rd seed Orlando Magic in 6 games of the Eastern Conference Finals. In the 09 to 2010 season, LeBron lost to the 4th seeded Boston Celtics in 6 in the 2nd round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. Both of those teams went on to the NBA Finals, and both of those teams lost to the Lakers, the Kobe-led Lakers. So when we talk about Giannis and our expectations and how critical people have been, I'm like, hold on. Just a few years ago, LeBron James was in these very similar situations before he won a title. Yet we had all the reasons why it wasn't LeBron, it was everyone else. When a player averages 27 points, 6 assists, and 14 rebounds, it's hard for me to really be that critical of that specific player as the reason why everything lost. Like that was the whole reason why the team's shitty. So while I do think Giannis has a lot of shit to improve upon, I'm not gonna kill him because how do you kill a guy who's won back-to-back MVPs and a defensive player of the year?
I'll say this and I'll let them have it because this is their time to shine. LeBron was getting killed every game back then.
Okay.
Giannis is not.
Are you serious?
Nobody's criticized. This is just starting.
Yeah, this is the beginning.
LeBron criticism started early, bro.
LeBron criticism
agree with you
started when he first got in the league.
Yeah, I agree with you on that because he was hype coming into the league.
Yeah, so that's a huge difference. The expectations were different for the players.
Over the last 2 years, has Giannis not had championship expectations for the Bucks?
No.
Okay.
So this is what I have to say. Ken, I'm glad you brought my favorite C word out to play. Context. When LeBron was playing against those teams, right? Who did he lose to that first time?
What do you mean?
The eventual champs. The first time he lost to Boston, right? What you're talking about. Because Kobe played against Boston twice. He beat him once. And then he beat Orlando, right? But he played Boston 3 times.
Okay.
No, he played Boston twice and beat him once.
Played him twice.
Played him twice and beat him once.
Mm-hmm.
So, number one, LeBron lost to the eventual champs. And I know you're going to say the Toronto Raptors. I already know you're going to say the Toronto Raptors. But let's be honest. That Boston Celtics team was better than that Toronto Raptors team. Yes or no? You going to argue me that?
I'll keep going with your point. Don't ask me no questions. Just keep going with what you got to say.
Well, questions are part of my point. I got to leave breadcrumbs for you to follow.
Nah, just say your point. You ain't got to leave me down the line. This is for the listeners.
I need you to follow me. So number one, context is that the team.
He still lost though, right? Huh? That's the end of the thing. He still lost, right?
He lost.
Okay.
He lost.
So then everything else really don't matter, right?
No, it matters.
No, it matters.
Okay. I'm talking about just for LeBron James and where he was at in his career.
It matters.
Okay. Go ahead.
Another aspect is that what we question about LeBron wasn't the same thing that I'm questioning about Giannis.
How so?
I didn't question LeBron's half-court game. I questioned LeBron's teammates.
You didn't never question Giannis's teammates?
to a degree, but
To a degree, what do you mean? We've been calling Chris Middleton out for a minute. B just started the podcast saying Chris Middleton finally started playing on his contract.
Chris Middleton is better than Ziljunas Agauskas.
She's talking
Yeah,
about LeBron's first time going to
who
the.
was LeBron didn't even have a Robin in those Cleveland years. What are you
Chris
talking
Middleton.
about? Those teams was garbage. And the East was a lot weaker back then than it is now.
Would you say that Giannis really has a Robin with Chris Middleton?
It's better than any Robin.
It's better than any roster that LeBron had.
I'm not comparing. I'm not saying LeBron. I'm not saying Giannis is LeBron. I'm saying as far as
But you comparing
a
them, though, so
superstar,
we gotta bring that
as far
out
as
there.
a superstar's ascension, they're going through the same shit.
To a degree.
What do you mean to a degree? It's damn near exact. I just laid it out.
It's not because you're
Context.
Because I'm forgetting what.
you're withholding the context.
Yes.
You're withholding the context that this Bucks team, first of all, had better records than any of those Cavs teams.
They were the number one seed regardless. It don't matter.
The record matters.
How does the record matter if you're the number one seed? If you're the number one seed, you get full advantage in the playoffs.
When you go 73-9, it don't matter.
It doesn't. If you don't win the title,
It does.
it doesn't matter if you don't win the.
You know
You
why it
said that.
matters?
You said that.
No. You know why it
Come
matters?
on, what are we talking about here?
You know
The
why it
record
matters?
says that Bucks team was a better team
Thank
than the
you,
Cavs.
Okay, that's fine.
That's what it says.
Okay, that's fine. All right.
Thank you.
And they
Ken.
both ended up in the same
Obvious.
spot. They both ended up in the same spot,
But it
right?
doesn't matter. But they were a better team.
So how is that not
They are
context?
deeper. They are deeper than any one of those Cavs teams. And guess
No, they're
what?
not the team when LeBron lost to the Boston his last year with his first stint with the Cavs.
With the
That was a
Cavs?
deep roster.
Ooh,
That was a deep roster.
Antoine Jameson.
That was a deep roster.
Who?
Yeah, who?
That was a deep roster.
Please.
Who?
Mo Williams.
Look at that roster.
Who?
Look at that
Williams.
roster.
Bro, first of all, none of them Cavs teams was better than this Milwaukee team.
None of them. None of them. Not one single Cavs team was better than this Milwaukee team.
That's
None
number
of
one.
them. None.
Number two. Who would you rather have coaching? Bud or whatever the hell coaches that they had over there with Cleveland? Because they had some bum coaches. They had some bum ass coaches. So look, Nick.
And
what
the
I'm-
East
what
was
I'm
weak
saying-
too, man. The East was so much weaker back then too.
Oh, okay. So the East is weaker then than it is now? Is that what you're saying, V?
Yeah.
Okay, so the fact that Giannis had the best record in the East in a stronger Eastern Conference should say that he's done it's a little bit better, right? Or are you just saying that his team is still better, so it don't matter?
Yeah, his team is better. Giannis' team is way better than.
I'm just saying, you see how we keep moving shit for LeBron and not
I'm not
Giannis. I'm
moving-
just saying, bro.
I'm not moving
the
them for
East is
LeBron.
the East, my nigga. You play who you face. At the end of the day, he's still facing the same teams LeBron facing. The teams haven't changed.
let me
Maybe
ask you
the
this.
Bobcats has turned into the Hornets,
The
but that's
teams
about
haven't
it.
changed. What you
Wait,
mean the
hold
teams
on.
haven't changed? What are you talking about?
Hold on, B. This is where I'm gonna get him. You said that Giannis. How many times has Giannis played in the finals?
He has not played in the finals at all.
And when was the first time LeBron played in the finals?
Was in
2007. 2007
How,
gets the
how many
Spurs.
years was he in the league when he made it to the finals?
Was
Probably,
that 5 years?
It's still on his rookie deal, maybe
4 or
yeah.
5 years? No, because he came in at 03-04. So 03-04, 04-05, 05-06, and then 06-07.
And he
So
got
4
swept
years.
in that
But
series,
he
right?
made the
He got
finals.
swept, right?
He made the finals with a worse roster than
B,
Giannis has
B,
ever had.
you brought up Allen Iverson, B, right? He got one game in the finals, right? LeBron, how many games he get in the finals against San Antonio? I'm just asking a question. That's asking a question. Just asking a question.
That's a good ass.
I'm just asking a question.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Has Giannis made it to the finals to get swept?
He has not. I just already mentioned it. He hasn't made the finals.
Alright.
Okay, but
That's
I'm
a
just
good ass motherfucker.
I'm just saying.
You know what, hold on. You know why I brought that up, Nick?
How is okay?
You know why I brought that
Bring
up?
it up. Why is it?
Because the criticism that we gave LeBron is not the same criticism.
We've already established that with Ken.
So-
That's why I said up to year 6 with Giannis, because that's where he's at.
But I understand all that.
Okay.
But you're trying to say that Giannis is as good, if not better, than LeBron.
I'm not saying that at all. I'm comparing as far as the criticism, as far as where he's at in his career right now. It should be the same.
And
But
early
Giannis
on,
is
what
not
did
getting
we
that
say?
criticism, and
LeBron
Ken already
from day
said that.
one- And the criticism on LeBron from day one was championship expectations. Giannis never had that. And wait, hold on. LeBron lived up to it because with a fucking depleted ass Cavaliers team with the second best player is Jonas Agauskas, this motherfucker LeBron didn't even have a jump shot, and they made it all the way to the finals.
Okay.
He got exposed by Popovich in a way better experienced San Antonio squad.
Okay. What if
And
hold
the
on.
criticism-
Hold on.
The criticism really expanded after that because he made
I
it to the
already
finals.
agreed on the criticism early on. B said something earlier that you agreed with, right? The East was weaker back then when LeBron played than it is now, right, B? That's what you say? That's what you said, right?
Overall,
Overall what?
Yes,
Overall
but
what?
I think at the top,
Okay, so then what we
hold
talking
on,
about?
Listen. When you're playing for championship, right? When you're a top 2 seed in whatever conference you're in, you don't give a fuck about 7 and 8, even 6.
Okay.
It's the top 3 to top 4.
Okay.
The top 3 teams in the East back then were better than the top 3 teams in the East right now. The top 3. The Cleveland Cavs because of LeBron, the damn Boston Celtics, and the damn Washington Wizards with Hibachi in them. That was a nice ass squad.
I think you're reaching so far that you need to start stretching.
So you mean to tell me
let's not even talk about that point because we're talking about Giannis. You trying to take it somewhere else. I'm talking about you was about to go down to the East and some other shit. You brought up the fucking Wizards for no reason. I'm asking you this simple question. Up to this point, why are we acting like Giannis can still not get better, just like LeBron got better when he left Cleveland and went to Miami and found that jump shot that you talking about?
No. He found the jump shot way before he went.
No, he didn't. He didn't have a respectable jump shot till Miami.
No.
Yes, he did.
No, what he found in Miami was a post-up game, dog. So get your motherfucking facts.
He had it. So you were. So he didn't get better as a jump shooter later on in his career in Miami. After Miami.
No. What he got in Miami was a post-up game.
All right.
That was the only thing devoid of his game.
Okay.
Going into
the only thing. So he's always been a good shooter his whole up until his career.
I'm saying he became a good, respectable shooter
in Miami.
Pre-Miami.
I disagree with you. I highly disagree with you on that. Either
way, the fact of the matter is this: is that LeBron James's weaknesses are not Giannis's weaknesses. And going to
so he doesn't pass up the shot at the end of the game.
That's not a weakness. That's
something we criticize. You criticize that, right? You said you should take the last. Like, why are you not being aggressive with the ball? We said the same shit about LeBron back then.
But it's not 100% of the time, though. See, look. That's a criticism of LeBron. But if we take LeBron as the type of player that he is, sometimes he's right by making those passes, and sometimes he needs to take it. But it's context of that particular game. If LeBron got it going on, nigga, you got to take the shot. I don't give a fuck if they triple team your ass. You're LeBron James and you hot. But if you make a move and you turn the corner and the double team comes late and you know you can make that cross-court pass like he's been doing all game, it is up to that teammate's responsibility to make that shot. Do we criticize Michael Jordan for passing it up to motherfucking Horace Grant that didn't pass to the John Paxson to hit the game winner? Do we criticize Michael Jordan for passing it to Steve Kerr to beat the Utah Jazz? We don't do that. So let's not, come on. There's basketball plays to be made.
So there's exceptions to
there's context.
That's an exception.
No,
it's not context lead up to exception. Why are you bringing up context? I'm asking you a question. Why are you bringing up context? Why are you bringing up context for your exceptions, right?
No, it's not an exception.
How is it not?
It's not an exception because the rule is this. When I watch Giannis, right, I didn't even have to. I watched one game, and based off of my assessment of all of the previous years of me watching this motherfucker in the playoffs, I knew based off of everything else, he ain't got no move. He ain't got no go-to move. He ain't got no post game. When the game slows down, what are they gonna do? Even Tim Legler, after game 3, I want to say, he came on ESPN and he was talking about, I've never seen a championship team that needs to get a bucket that has an MVP that can't get a bucket. Name me another one, dog. Name me one more. Name me one other fucking MVP in the damn NBA that when you need to get a bucket, he can't get you no motherfucking bucket. Because I know Steph Curry could do that. I know Dame Lillard could do that. I know the other 3 motherfuckers I picked that I would go over Giannis can do that.
Okay.
Giannis can't do that.
Okay.
And until Giannis can do that,
let me ask you one more. Let me say one statement because I don't even need. First of all, he's insane because it's a regular season award. You talking about the playoffs where you criticize him the most.
You know what? He'll never be Finals MVP. So
okay, we can say that about all the players that you would pick ahead of him too.
Shit.
So you said after game 1 you were very critical, and you at the end of the day when I asked you who will win this series, what did you say?
I said the Bucks.
Okay, so then now everything you just said as far as all that other shit don't matter because you're only saying you're right based off of being wrong. Because you picked the
How?
Bucks to win, but they
But I
didn't
said
win,
Giannis
and
is
now
in
you're saying you're
trouble.
right.
But
It
I
makes
said-
no
no,
sense.
but I said
If you
right.
were really strong in your conviction about Giannis, you would say Jimmy Butler would get him the fuck out of here.
Actually, I think it actually does the opposite
How?
because he failed to win.
He didn't expect him to fail though. That series.
But the fact that he did,
Okay, but we're
means
talking about
that
expectations.
he didn't meet
he
the
laid out,
expectations
but he laid
that
out
other people.
He laid out every reason why they should lose.
And-
Yet he still picked them.
Because this is a team game, bro.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. You said it's a team game, or you're blaming Giannis. You haven't said anybody but Giannis all conversation.
Because first and foremost, he's an MVP. He's possibly going to be the defensive player of the year.
He already is the defensive player of the year.
Okay, so he's already he possibly could be there, more than likely. It's a team game because it's not just one guy that is going to win you the entire series. It's one guy that can tip the balance when you're that great, but I question his greatness because in the moments that you need to be great, how great can you be? And Giannis in the last 3 to 5 years,
Well,
not just the last year, 3 to 5, I've questioned it.
look,
And what ascension has he made?
here's the thing.
He's made a
There-
huge
there are
ascension in the
very,
last 3 to
very-
5. You want me to show you his stats as far
it
as the last
doesn't
3 to
matter.
5?
Playoffs.
It's getting him nowhere. But
What do you mean he was in the Eastern Conference last year? Finals last year. How's it not getting him anywhere?
it's getting him nowhere.
Okay.
It got him nowhere. He regressed.
I won't say he's regressed, but go ahead.
Where is he at right now?
He's hurt. He was playing hurt when
in
he.
what round?
No,
A
his
round
ass is about to
lesser
get
than
swept.
he
That's
did
what the hell
last year.
happened.
I said the same thing about LeBron. He was in the Eastern Conference.
No,
Then he
no.
lost in the 2nd round.
We're
How is-
talking about Giannis.
Okay.
And I said that is getting him nowhere. You said it got him to the Eastern Conference Finals last year.
Yep.
And
And
this
this
year it
year-
did not.
Okay.
He
So
got gentleman's
that's a
swept.
regression.
Yeah.
That's a regression.
That's a regression.
As you started out, it's a fact.
I get you, but
It's
that's the
fact.
when
Giannis is now Gian ain't. That's what he is. He is Gian ain't.
Right.
He's been trying to. How long you been saving that? when you was sipping over here looking at the game. Hold on, man. So y'all mean to tell me that when LeBron James has a regression in his 6th year, we look at that as the team? It's a team game concept, right? But when it's focused on Giannis, because I only made that comparison because I'm like, hold on, something ain't adding up as far as this criticism.
It's not a regression. The expectations.
The last 2 years he's had championship expectations, right?
What's
As the
LeBron's
number one seed
weakness?
of your conference, that's championship
But back
expectations.
then, what was LeBron's weakness?
LeBron's weakness, he didn't have a shot.
He had a shot.
When
He ain't had no post-up game.
he did not have a shot. Are you serious, FIFO? Come on, bro.
Hey, B. Send this man a YouTube video. Because
Oh, LeBron James. Show me the first.
I don't know what he be doing, but his
Show me the
memory ain't
first
good.
6 years of LeBron
His memory
James
ain't
shooting,
good.
and I bet you it's a 30-second highlight clip. So let me tell you something,
Let me ask you
FIFO.
this. Hold on. I ain't even got to look at the number because I think I know the number in my head.
Okay, you think or you know?
I think. Who shot a better 3-point percentage year 6, LeBron or Giannis?
Let's look it up right now. In the overall regular season,
Doesn't matter. LeBron was a better shooter than Giannis. LeBron was a better shooter than Giannis. LeBron's weakness, his sole weakness.
You said 3-pointer, just overall
3-point. Because both of those guys are full court players. They get to the basket a lot. Their regular field goal percentage is going to be high. Their 3-point percentage, because that shows shooting ability, range, right? LeBron had a higher 3-point shooting percentage than Giannis. And also, we never questioned, even though we always said it, me and Rod have always said it, LeBron ain't had no go-to move. He still kind of does it.
Nah, yeah.
But when he needed to get a damn bucket, you could just give it to LeBron and move the fuck out the way. As Detroit, what happened? You know what I'm saying? Like anytime it was in clutch moments, you get LeBron.
I ain't never seen LeBron do that.
Huh?
I ain't never seen
Giannis. I ain't never seen Giannis do that either.
Giannis ain't did that shit. Nah.
No,
He ain't never
didn't.
done that.
Giannis in year 6 had 30%. LeBron had 34. 3-point percentage.
How many attempts?
The attempts.
Does that matter? But
That matters.
The attempts for Giannis was 293. The attempts for LeBron was 384.
100. What? 90 more? 94 more threes,
Mhm.
and he hit 4% more of those, bro. LeBron.
Obviously, if you get more volumes, you're gonna get more.
no, you're not.
What do you mean? So if you shoot more, you gonna get you will
You'll
get
probably get more, but the percentages also play into that too.
Yeah.
That factor into that.
I'm not saying he's not. Obviously,
the
the fact is that he shoots a little bit better, but it ain't that much better.
I mean,
less than 5%.
regardless, I guess my question is, because you shooting this dude like
I'm not shooting him.
a lot of.
How am I shooting bad when I'm just making a comparison? It's the similar situation.
Because the comparison is you avoiding the fact that
No, I'm not. I know that he
got a gentleman's sweep, and you're not criticizing him for it.
I'm not. There's no reason for me to overly criticize him. I criticize him. I said he still needs
the
to
MVP and the defensive player of the year.
Back-to-back MVP.
Exactly. He's supposed to be playing for the finals right now.
Okay, so was LeBron those years too. We expected him to win. We expected him the year that his last year in Cleveland, his first stint. We expected him to go to the finals. We did not expect him to lose to Boston.
Because he had already been to the finals before.
Okay, that's fine.
And he ran up against a big three. But I guess Giannis just ran up against the big H. And now was enough.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on.
So
context,
Giannis
man.
ran up against that Butler and got scared.
I thought we said the East was easier back then.
Where do we? No, forget all that.
Forget
all that. No.
Okay. All right.
Where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here?
What's your expectation?
Moving forward, I expect
Where's your
Giannis, like B said, moving forward, Giannis has been working on his game since he got in the league. If you look at his his stats, as far they've increased heavily over the last 3 years.
Cool.
So I expect him to work on his jump shot, and I expect a better jump shot.
Your criticism of him. What are your expectations from Giannis going forward?
I said I expect him to work on his jump shot, and I expect him to be in the Eastern Conference
Finals. I'm talking
Finals.
about in terms of production. Like we've seen all the accolades, MVP, back-to-back, defensive MVP.
I expect
all that stuff don't matter anymore.
Okay.
Or do you have championship expectations? If he does not meet those expectations, and he falters the way he did this year,
I expect him to be a lot better. I expect him to be
harsh on him.
I expect him to be in Eastern Conference Finals next year, and if he's not, I will be
harsh on him the way you harsh on Embiid.
Yes.
Shit.
Yeah, I don't see that. And also, you're speaking very generally.
How am I speaking generally?
I expect him to be better. What does that look like?
I was going to go into it. Y'all didn't let me finish. I expect him to shoot at least 35% from the three-point line. I expect him to his field goal percentage, you can't really count that because he does a lot of dunks. But I expect him to be in the Eastern Conference Finals next year. See, if he does not get to there, I will be violent.
Look, I'm gonna tell you one thing. There's only one thing that he needs to do to meet my expectation. Yes, he has championship expectations. When you're a top 5, top 10 player in the NBA, the expectation automatically is for you to win at least one championship. I don't give a fuck who you are, right? For me, Giannis already had those championship expectations. The difference for me is half court game. It's literally that simple. Half court game, high post moves. Can you get the ball in the high post and do something with it? Can you add anything that Carmelo had through his entire career? Can you have that elbow jumper? Can you have the pump fake one dribble shot? Can you get the pump fake dribble layup or dunk? Where are the easy buckets in the half court because he doesn't get them? LeBron didn't have that same criticism for me. Why? Because even though he ain't had no go-to move, 3 straight possessions, we ain't get a bucket, give it to him, he gonna bully his way and get whatever the hell he wants. Giannis can't even bully his way. Giannis is physically bigger than Jimmy Butler.
He bullied his way in the paint.
Against who? Against Jimmy?
Against the Miami Heat.
It wasn't enough. It wasn't
obviously
enough.
If it's 1 man against 5.
But then, okay, so then again, that adds to why LeBron is greater than Giannis, because LeBron.
No one's questioning that.
Oh, okay.
You agree? I made the comparison up to year 6.
So hold on, but let me ask you this: LeBron year 17 is better than Giannis. What year is Giannis in?
6.
So LeBron year 17 is better than Giannis year 6?
Yes.
How is that even possible?
LeBron is an all-time great,
and a 2-time MVP and defensive player of the year is not.
Not yet. Not all-time year. Not yet.
So was LeBron an all-time great by year 6?
No. Was he? He didn't even win a title by then. How is he an all-time great?
You don't have to win a title to be all-time.
I'm just saying for me to be for the hype and expectations we had him coming into the league, year 6 he was not an all-time great.
You don't have to be an all-time great we don't have to win a title to be an all-time great.
Allen Iverson is an all-time
great. You just FIFA literally just said
B, say that again.
Go say it again.
Allen Iverson is an all-time great. Karl Malone is an all-time great.
I'm talking about at that point of LeBron's career, year 6, he was not an all-time great to me. So okay, that's for y'all. If you talking about top 50, that's fine. But I'm talking about top 10 all time, like the expectation they had when he came into the league. That's what we were talking about. That's what I agree with y'all with as far as expectations. Year 6, when he lost to Boston like the way he did, and he took his jersey out. Hell no, that's not an all-time great to me. So
the man
the same way you looking at me about
made the finals in his 4th year,
and he got swept and he ain't do
with a
shit.
bum ass team.
Okay, and he got swept.
Who did he get swept by?
By the San Antonio Spurs.
Who was the coach?
Greg Popovich.
What is Greg Popovich in the league?
He's an all-time great.
Hall of Fame coach, one of the best coaches
Ever.
of all time.
Yep.
Top 5, top 3.
Yep. Everything you just said. Did he not sweep LeBron or not
And
at all?
what year was that? What
Year
LeBron?
4. Year 4.
What do you expect to happen? When Michael Jordan made the playoffs, he got swept by what, an all-time great team.
He got eliminated in the first round.
LeBron's never lost the first round.
So y'all going with my point. Why are we again? We gotta give these niggas time, right?
No, I'm just providing context. You're saying he got
by year 4. Did we say LeBron?
No,
MJ was all-time great.
You're saying he got swept. You're saying that he got swept and using that as a detriment to him making the finals.
It's a detriment, period.
Not if you make the finals in your 4th year as a player and you get swept by a top 3 coach.
An all-time dynasty at that. The Spurs is an all-time dynasty. I said the Spurs is like one of the all-time dynasties in the NBA history. So
come on, man.
Yeah.
And the best power forward. Go ahead.
And the best power forward to ever play the game.
All right, go ahead.
I don't know what you expect to happen because it happened to Jordan.
Okay. Hell, I knew LeBron was gonna get swept in 07. I don't see why anybody thought anything different. To be honest,
we were hoping he got a game.
Yeah, right. We was praying LeBron got a game. But we knew he was gonna get his ass bust.
Exactly, but basketball people that like if you watch the game and know the game instead, you already know what was gonna happen.
Yeah, I already knew.
You don't. Yeah, so
when Sixers went up against the Lakers, I already knew. I mean, I was like, okay, dope. I won't got a game, but look what happened. 4 straight.
I'm just saying, y'all are all over the place. Because FIFA told me if you're a top 5, top 10 player, you got to win a title to justify it. So by year 6, LeBron James was known as a top 5, top 10 player.
Nick,
he did not win a title.
Hey, Nick, what I told you in the chat, you heard what I said. I never disagree with you about the Giannis. I disagree with you when you ranked him over Steph Curry.
I'm talking about your man's over here.
That was my only gripe with you from the get-go about this whole Giannis conversation. You said you rating him, you pick him over Steph Curry, and I was like, hell to the no. I'm picking Steph Curry over Giannis. Anyway.
That's fine.
So that's B. His is he's just not in his 5. My thing
he ain't even in his 8.
Okay, but my thing is always about same energy. It's same energy. The same amount of criticism. I think we just got to pass that shit across the board.
Okay,
that's always been my thing.
Okay, so
about Kawhi, PG, all these niggas.
So who's the more to blame for this Bucks series loss? Is it Giannis or is it the team?
Gian ain't. And I'm gonna tell you another one. Middleton gets some blame but he did a great job in Game 4. At least he was the only one that got him a win.
Yep.
And Bud is the same motherfucker from the Hawks. And we talked about that
we did.
What would the results of this series say about this team?
Yep, we did.
And we got to look at Bud too. The same way we look at D'Antoni.
We got to look at
the same way we look at Billy Donovan.
Yep.
You got a back-to-back MVP. You got a guy in Chris Middleton that could get buckets, and we can argue about his ability, his role as a number 2. But regardless, you got the back-to-back MVP. You got the defensive player in the league. You're the number 1 rated team in the league, the best team in the league, running away with it, and you got swept. I don't even count that other game. They got swept.
Yeah, they got
swept.
They got swept.
At least they lost in 6 the year before. At least that was coaching then. The wall that they built on him. But they coach you out of that.
You let Jimmy Butler and company take you out.
And on top of that, so there's a lack of mental toughness there.
Oh, yeah.
And on top of that, if you ain't, they got you with the fucking shit last year. Kind of to FIFO's point, yeah, you may have improved your percentages here or there, but you still haven't expanded your game to counteract that because you're going to see the shit.
Because you're going to see that shit again. Yeah. These teams are watching tapes. These squads are watching tapes of other teams, how they play defense against you. So you're going to have to bypass the league. And Giannis is not bypassing the league right now. He's still, regardless of his numbers, you still got to look at everything in context. I'm watching these same games you watching, and Giannis is not. He's not really good at half court sets. He's not.
Blew
So
a 12-point lead. I know you blame Bud,
Yeah.
but Jan, he got back in the game. He got back again. There were games where he didn't even score in the fourth quarter, right? Because I didn't even watch most of these.
Yeah, it was
But I
games
saw-
where Giannis, the game that day you came over and dropped off the laptop, Ken, he only had four points, two little measly dunks, and then that was it. Nothing else. Nothing else that entire quarter.
So you can't keep giving him passes for that shit.
Ain't nobody giving him no passes,
nah,
bro.
You a goddamn lie.
I told you what I said. Am I disappointed in Giannis this season? Yes. Am I gonna overly kill him like y'all doing? No.
Bro, you was on AD all season long about scoring, averaging 4 points. 4 points. Giannis scored 4
Doing
points.
the
and
same
you like,
damn
hey,
thing.
I ain't gonna kill him.
Right.
I ain't gonna kill him. AD ain't even an MVP. He hasn't even had an MVP, has he?
Nope.
And he's not even back-to-back MVP. Has he even won a defensive MVP of the year? Award? No. And your criticism, I ain't killing.
We talked. What did you say? What did you say? Ken said early on when I was going through my whole soliloquy. FIFO. You said context matters, right? You talking about AD in the fourth quarter this year, right?
I'm talking about
No,
your
hold on. We
Yeah,
talking about context, right?
I'm gonna let
You said
finish.
AD in the fourth quarter this year, right? Who
Yep,
else is
go
on his team? Is he the best player on his team?
Yep, go ahead.
Is it okay? LeBron is.
All
Is
right.
LeBron James a 4-time MVP, 3-time NBA champ, right? Best player in the league still, right?
All right.
Okay, that's context. AD don't gotta do all that shit. I expect him to.
Why did you criticize
I'm
him
getting to that.
more?
I get it. I expect him to do more because they propped him up all season long. Like this is his team to take over later on. So he has to be the guy. LeBron James
So
said this is the guy.
They didn't prop Giannis up?
AD isn't the best player on his team.
But you just said
Giannis is the best player on his team, but he doesn't have the support. Like he does not have the support like the Lakers do. So how do you? So
hold on.
Go ahead.
Did AI have support on his team offensively? Now, do you know how we would kill him if that man only scored 4 points in the fourth quarter?
Right.
Especially when you don't have the help.
Right.
Especially when you don't have, when it ain't nobody but me, dog. Like, give me the motherfucking ball, move the hell out the way. And I get 4 points.
And that's why. Okay, go ahead.
And what Ken wants you to do is for you to eat your own context, your own words, your whole platter of words, the bevy of shit that you don't put on this table right here. Because at the end of the day, he's just saying keep the same energy.
God,
I just did.
No, you didn't.
How did I not?
No, you didn't.
Because y'all told me just in this argument, LeBron James didn't have anybody when he went to the finals. Yet he couldn't even get one game. AI did the same thing. No, I'm just saying. Y'all just said keep the same energy. I'm using the energy y'all put in the room. This is the same shit.
In the fourth.
And okay, so now y'all want to be specific in the fourth quarter, right? I told y'all.
I'm bringing it right back to my original argument.
I told
You're
you.
switching.
I'm not switching. I'm going off what y'all said. I told y'all originally.
Go off what I said.
Yeah, he said points in the fourth quarter.
Points in the fourth quarter. I told you. As Giannis, I'm disappointed in Giannis for how they did not get out of the second round. My disappointment is based off his shooting. He did not score enough for me or score in the way that I wanted him to.
Why?
Because he does not have that skill set just yet.
Hold on. Say that one more again.
He does not have that skill set just yet.
But you just 2 minutes ago say the rest of his team isn't there. So is it the skill set or is it the team?
It's the team as far as getting out of the second round.
No.
If you're talking about
scoring in the fourth quarter, that's Giannis' problem or is that a Milwaukee problem?
That's a Milwaukee problem as long as it's with Giannis.
You just said it's a Giannis problem.
No, I'm saying Giannis has to be a better scorer. But the team also has to help him. Cam pointed out 3 people. He said Middleton, Bud, and Giannis. Bud took out. I said it in the chat. Why the hell did Bud take out Giannis when they was up by 12 when they was flowing? As soon as they took him out, that's when he came back, got the lead, and won that game. We don't know how that game ends if Giannis plays longer than what was he? He wasn't even averaging more than 36 minutes in the series. Everybody and their mama after every game said, "Why is Giannis not averaging more minutes in these games when they need him?" He clearly makes a difference. Am I disappointed in him? Yes. But again, I'm not going to overly kill him. You bring up the fourth quarter, I'm disappointed in that too. Yeah. But I know he still has time to grow, so I'm not going to kill him over that shit too. He's not a finished product like some of these other players are.
Is AD a top 5 player in the league?
Is AD a top 5 player?
Yeah.
He's a top 10
a
player.
top
He's a top 10 player.
But Giannis is top 5.
I say Giannis is top 3.
Top 3.
Yes.
So I just make the logic make sense for me on how all season long you kill a number 2 and won't
because the
kill
number two was
one.
the number two was supposed to be propped up as the number one.
But
That's not what they said. He was an MVP. Was AD not an MVP candidate too?
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't. Are you serious?
This year. I don't think he was.
He
on the ballot.
was.
Was he on the ballot?
He was on the ballot.
What?
I don't know. I had to look and see.
I don't know. But is he the number two? I know you're saying they propped him up, but
we all know LeBron James is the best player on that team.
From what I remember, they were saying that in order for them to win the title, AD has to be the guy. But we all know he wasn't the guy. On the Bucks, we know that Giannis is the guy. So I just don't understand how a clear number two,
he's not a clear number two.
More criticism than the clear number one defensive player of the league and back-to-back MVP.
Because the whole season, Giannis was eating. I didn't have to question Giannis.
But now we're in the playoffs.
Okay, that's two different conversations because you're saying regular season and now you're talking about the playoffs.
But I'm talking about your criticisms of one over the other. And,
AD is not a finalist for MVP.
And on top of that, that was in the regular season. We've seen AD show up in the fourth
yes,
quarter
we have.
in the postseason.
We have.
Have we seen Giannis show up in the fourth quarter in the postseason?
No.
Let me look at these stats.
The finalists is Giannis, James Harden, and LeBron James. He's the finalist this year for MVP. No, Anthony Davis is nowhere to be found.
All right, well, there goes that.
He was a finalist for defense. He was one of the finalists for Defensive Player of the Year, but Giannis won that one, obviously. So, yeah. But yeah, Giannis, he's been missing in this fourth quarter, bro, especially in his Miami series. He got punked by Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler punked him. I already knew.
No one is making excuses for Giannis. I'm just saying
I already knew mentally where Giannis was at when he started talking about, him missing the family and not having family there. And then when they asked Jimmy Butler the same question, Jimmy Butler like, man, this is a business trip. Like Hooper is hoop, dog. Like you come here to hoop. You came here to win a championship. So that let me know mentally between compare from Giannis and Jimmy Butler where Giannis was at mentally. Like it's a business trip. You there to win a championship.
Now,
I'll worry about the family later. Anthony Davis, what?
Anthony Davis was the 6th in the MVP. He wasn't top 5. He was 6th in MVP.
But the race. Yeah, but the finalists though was them three. Giannis,
I'm just saying, if two players on the same team and AD is in the top 7, top 6 of the MVP race, that's a big thing as a number 2, quote unquote.
You still have not clearly answered the reason.
What question? Did he not score much in the fourth? No, he didn't. Okay, people, what do you want me to say? They lost. Clearly they did.
But you don't keep that same energy with Giannis.
What do you mean? Why are we talking about AD? I'm talking about the comparison is between LeBron and Giannis. That's what I did.
But the thing is that you're apologizing for Giannis.
How am I apologizing?
You're saying that the team isn't good enough.
Are they? Let me ask you that question.
Yes.
Is the team? So you're saying the team is a championship level team?
Yes.
Okay. Y'all was just saying that all season long. Y'all was saying that outside of Giannis, he has no. You were questioning Chris. Did you not question Chris Middleton all year and say he ain't shit? You were telling me that last year too.
I was saying that in the playoffs. But
okay, so then what are we talking about?
But that does not negate the fact that this is a championship level team.
They should have at least beaten.
They had championship level expectations.
No, they had championship level production.
They had the best record in the league. They had the best record in the freaking league.
They had championship level expectations. Yes.
Look, Nick.
So did LeBron and them back in those days too.
Nick, there's certain key team stats that show you
Lord
how great the team is.
Okay.
One of those is point differential. They led the league and it wasn't even close.
Okay.
They were beating teams on average by 12 points.
Okay.
If you look at the Golden State Warriors when they went 73-9, that's like one of the only teams in the last 5 to 10 years that even had a point differential that large.
Okay.
That's number one. Number two is rebounding. Look at how much they dominated the rebounding. Also look at the plus minus. Milwaukee's plus minus was fucking ridiculous. Bro, this was a championship level team with an MVP that cannot score in the half court.
But you still picked the win out of the series.
Because they're a better team than Miami.
Okay.
Because they're a better team than Come on.
They should have beat Miami.
Come on.
They should have. I expected them to. We all expected them to, right? They had because we all had championship expectations for this team.
Yep.
But I knew,
and I'm disappointed in that.
And I knew that Giannis was going to struggle, but I didn't
Okay,
expect.
but you said struggle-mindedly too, right?
Yes. No, I knew he was.
Yeah.
I've been said it.
Okay. So then why did you pick them still?
I picked them because number one, Miami don't have experience outside of Jimmy, the buddy
Spoke,
with the dress,
coach. Don't forget about Spoke.
And the guy that pulled out Kevin Love's arm
in the
playoffs a couple years
ago. Let me ask you one question. You picked OKC to beat Houston, right?
I did.
And OKC doesn't have as much playoff experience as the Houston Rock.
But it's
right?
only. But
I'm just asking a question. Yes or no?
100%.
Okay. Yes or no? Yeah. All right. Okay.
No. Yeah. Yes. I picked OKC with less experience only because Houston's 2 stars shrink in moments.
Okay.
And Westbrook was hurt to start this series.
So
Game 4.
I have reasons, facts, and justifications as to why I made.
You still picked OKC in Game 7, right?
Yeah, because for the same reason why I picked them at the beginning of the series.
Okay.
Their 2 biggest stars shrink in moments.
And that was regardless of the Westbrook injury, right?
Regardless.
Okay.
They shrink in moments. All right.
Let's
So is that not fact?
I'm just asking you questions.
I'm just asking you a question now.
What?
Is that not fact?
I picked the Rockets to win Game 7.
I understand that.
And I was right about that. And you were wrong once again.
That's fine. But you know what I was right about?
Right
you
about
still
what?
owe me my motherfucking $10.
You want that 10 right now? Yeah, take this. Take this measly
What
ass
y'all
10.
paying $10 on? What the hell is going on here?
Crawl for it. All right, take it. I don't care. All right.
Hey, yo, wait. What happened? Wait a minute. What's going on?
This was Madden. This was in Madden.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I told him that he was going to lose more than me, which he did. I told y'all that Giannis was going to crumble, which he did.
That's the only 2 wins you got this whole year.
And that's more than you. And that's
Sit
more
back.
than you.
Sit back, all right? Sit back.
Hey,
Sit
FIFO.
back, all right?
Hey, FIFO, what you FIFO? Hey, FIFO.
That's a tainted 10, all right?
Hey, what you think
Let's
of this?
move on. The next question. Well, shit.
How
Since
about-
we on the series, can Jimmy Butler lead this Heat team to the NBA Finals?
No, Boston is going to the NBA Finals.
Y'all agree with that?
I agree with that.
All right.
Yeah, I mean the Boston and Toronto Raptors series not over yet. I mean, but if they do advance, if they do get past Toronto, I think Boston to beat Miami in the 7-game series and go to the finals.
7.
Yeah,
I said they'd beat them in the 7-game
You got
series.
this sweet.
No, Ken. I said they would beat them in the 7-game series. I didn't say how many games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So B, you still think this series with the Raptors is not over yet?
Yeah, it ain't over till somebody win 4 games. I mean, just think Raptors, they tied it up. They was 1 3-point shot away from being down 0-3, and they tied the series up. So we'll see what's gonna happen. The Raptors might push it to 7. You never know. Isn't the series not over yet? So we'll see. But like I said, I agree. If they do get past them, I think Boston can take Miami out in the Eastern Conference Finals. But it's gonna be a dogfight though. Jimmy ain't going out without a dog fight. So that's gonna be a dogfight.
Between Donnie Mitchell and CP3, which Game 7 loss hurt the most?
Donnie.
Yep. Because I'm not saying, and it's not to disregard what CP did, but you could tell Donovan Mitchell let everything out on the court. And he was trying so hard to win. And when you're young like that, you really don't know when that next opportunity is going to come to really, compete. For CP, I think that, I know this sounds crazy because he's so much older, but
Even when he was crying in that post game, you still think that didn't hurt?
That hurt him.
It hurt. Of course it hurt. But I think that CP next year is going to go to a championship situation. I don't think he stays in OKC. I think they move on from him. I think he goes to somewhere where he could legitimately compete. I think when you look at Donovan Mitchell, with being in a very small market like that, and I think that they've pretty much capped out what they can possibly do. And part of that was that who's the point guard? Mike Conley trade. That's about as good as this squad is gonna get.
I agree. So, I think this is the best we're gonna see Utah, this squad. Like the only way they get better is if the chemistry get better. But
that's only gonna that only equates for like maybe 3 or 4 more wins. Throughout the whole season.
But they really need one more scorer though. If they had like one more guy that can kind of take a little bit of load off of Donovan Mitchell, Utah will be a championship ready team because they play defense. They got shooters. You got slashers. You got a good high IQ point guard. You know what I'm saying? That know how to make the right decisions for the most part. And Mike Conley, they good, man. They good.
Yeah.
They just missing one, like another score, man.
But
They
when you
can,
look
they
at
can find a guy that can average like anywhere between like 18 to like 20 points a game. I think they'd be good.
It would be all right. But because when you look at the salary cap, you also look at how that team is structured. They're not going to be able to get that guy. They're not going to draft him because they're drafting too low, and it's not a free agency destination, and they don't have the money for a free agent.
Oh, but didn't they was missing somebody, wasn't they? What's the white boy name that played for them?
Oh, the shooter.
They was missing him. What's his name? Shit.
I can't think of his name, but he's a
Bohan.
shooter. Huh? No.
We talking about
no.
Yeah,
Utah.
Utah.
No,
Bogdanovich.
Bogdanovich.
Bogdanovich. Yeah. They was missing him. They was definitely missing him.
Yeah, they were missing him, but he's still not enough to get to be a championship team. So with all that being said, I think it hurts. Huh?
He get buckets.
Yeah, he gets buckets. Yeah, he gets buckets. But with all that being said, I think that Utah is further away than Chris Paul by himself to competing for a championship, and that's why it hurts more.
This is tough for me because y'all brought up some good points. I would say it hurts Donnie more because they were up 3-1. You know what I mean? Like with the second round just right, one game away for 3 games later, like to get to a game 7 and the way they lost that game 7 when he was wide open.
Yeah.
And Mike Conley could have made that pass out during the rush of the game. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff going on, especially with the time.
He almost made that shit.
He almost made it too, because I heard that he's a really good horse player, so he's known as doing trick shots. But seeing CP and I'm thinking about just his legacy of always being close but no cigar. You know what I mean? Especially in a game 7 against the team that let him go. It was tough to see him go through that post-game interview and being like, damn, what else do I got to do for y'all to like, or not even that for this sport to get to where I want to be? Because he feels like he's a champion already, but he doesn't have the hardware to prove that. We don't even know we don't know if he'll ever get that. You know what I mean?
But I just think because of where he's in his career, like he's a valuable asset still. And for the right team, and the right team meaning a championship contender, is going to make the move for him. So a team like Milwaukee needs to make a move for him because he definitely takes him over the top. A team like who else is right on the cusp? Like Philly, depending on the direction that they want to go.
Exactly.
You know, he can help elevate a Joel Embiid. You know what I'm saying? So there's still value for him. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere else. So I just think when I look at Donovan Mitchell, it hurts more because is this team really going to get better?
I just think because Donnie's so young that I think either it's with Utah or some other team, like he'll get another opportunity. Where Chris Paul, like he's only got 3-4 years left in the league
I put it
at this level.
I just think that Utah gets worse before they get better. And I think CP's situation will improve because of who he is, his stature in the league, and because of where he is in his career. He's gonna be playing for championships from here on out. Just because OKC's not gonna keep him. I don't see how or why.
All right, I got a super chat here real quick. BZ820. I hate to go back to this conversation. I meant to ask it before we moved on, but who do you think the Heat will have to give up for Giannis?
Everybody but Jimmy.
100%.
So Tyler Hero is one.
All of them.
Everybody.
Tyler Hero.
Everybody.
Dragic probably
Bam?
gotta go.
Everybody.
Bam and Jimmy can't go nowhere. Those are the two.
Yeah, they're untouchable. Yeah, Miami got to keep them. Keep them two. Everybody else. Everybody else, whatever.
But I'm just saying, like, what if it's just like you only can pick one to stay? Like it's got to be like you only get one to stay. Everybody like you can't.
Well, here's the thing. Obviously, they got to make the money work. So you could trade as many fucking rookies as you want, but you're still gonna have to put some big contracts. So Iguodala's probably out.
Yep.
Olynyk. Huh?
Olynyk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Olynyk. Yeah, I couldn't think of his name. Olynyk gotta go. I'm trying to think. Dragic gotta go. So those three gotta go just to make the money right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's cool. Yeah.
On top of that, if I'm Milwaukee, I need Kendrick Nunn. I need Tyler. I need all them young dudes. You could keep Duncan Robinson. But the rest of them guys, we need them.
Because Duncan Robinson will be a good one to keep because of his three-point shooting.
Exactly.
So then you can't really collapse the paint on him. Cool. Appreciate that.
And then Giannis would be under better coaching too.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Championship. Well, Coach Bud is a championship coach just because he was with the San Antonio Spurs. But as a head
talking
coach,
about Spo.
a championship coach. Yes, sir.
Can the Rockets take this series to Game 7?
Yeah.
I'm looking at Ken when I ask this question.
Wow.
Because your ass always be like, Lakers in 5, and he sit back.
Ah, man, this one's different. I told y'all in the chat, and y'all called me crazy, but I was like, the Rockets got a chance of beating these dudes.
I didn't call you crazy. I called you
everybody
crazy.
else jumped on me. They were like, chill, Ken, calm down.
Oh.
Nah, man, like this is something different. Like, if the Rockets continue to force their style of play on any opponent moving forward, they could legit get to the finals. Now, the problem with the Rockets is why people didn't pick them in OKC. When the pressure is on, can Harden come through? Because we saw he got that one block, but come on, we saw that game.
Other than that, it was nothing.
Yep, he was, and Westbrook has gotten to the point where he just go to the rim and just throw some shit up.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets too wild. So there are a lot of flaws that come with this team, but if they go 9 for 10 or 8 for 9 like they did in the third quarter and can execute, they can give them fits.
And also, if they can hit their 3-point shots too, because he used to shoot a shitload of threes.
Yeah, and look, man, it's been a problem all year. They got into a rhythm. We saw the pandemic hit. They haven't been the same since. The other guys on this Laker team just cannot be trusted.
You about to call out Rondo?
Danny Green. Danny Green didn't have a point at halftime. Danny Green I don't know what he be doing. Kuzma at times may show up, but Markieff Morris is hit or miss. Like, you just never know. KCP,
he's stealing money. He's stealing money, bro.
I mean,
let me get a piece.
Bro, tonight, LeBron had to put up 29 in the first half
to keep pace.
And they were still losing.
Yep.
It's just that's a fucking lot, bro.
Yeah. In year 17, to ask. And he out there blocking shots left and right. Yep.
So,
AD, where you at?
You talking about one guy having to do a lot to overcompensate for his team?
It has to, and
I didn't say anything. I'm just trying to get clarification on what he's his point.
But he can do it on both ends.
And I think I said this in the chat. Like, AD's putting up numbers, but I haven't felt dominant AD that I felt in Portland. In Portland, he felt dominant. Mm-hmm. So I think he's still like this is a smaller lineup. So you gotta feel that out. Mm-hmm. And coaching is a thing, but. So I think they can push him, but like I said in the chat, I think they can beat him.
So, what's your series record for this one? I got the Lakers in 6.
I think the Lakers win the 7.
B, what you got?
I got Lakers in 6.
Can't go say Rockets in 7. Just the hedges back.
Oh, I can't stick to your guns. I mean, stick to your guns, Ken.
Yeah, I think the Lakers.
You might end up looking like a genius in this one. You might, if you say Rockets win this and they win it.
It's only a 4-point game.
I've seen them go cold, man, and
when they cold, they look.
Yeah,
it's icy.
If
LeBron checking harder now.
Yeah, I go Lakers in 6 because. That.
Yeah,
he's rock a ball, boy. Now you ain't rocking shit.
Oh man, the Clippers Denver series. Have the Clippers have they figured out their groove or
Rondo out here hitting threes? You said what?
Has the Clippers figured out their groove in this Denver series?
It seems like they did, yeah. Because Paul George finally looked like playoff Pete the other night. Like his efficiency was on point last night.
It was ridiculous. What was he like? 12 for?
He won that game.
Yeah, 18? He won that game for him. Yeah, PG won that game for him. Like Paul George was literally looking like playoff P and not pandemic P. Like for real. I mean, if we get playoff P, then
we don't want playoff P. B. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Playoff P, you don't want. You want Paul George.
Yep.
Playoff P is terrible.
It's terrible. Okay, I got you. Yeah, playoff P was in a dark place. I forgot about that. So, what?
No, that was it. It was a good one.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, you're right. If we just get PG-13 regular Paul George and not George Paul, the Clippers will find their groove because he's always been an X factor to me. Because he's been playing bad. But yeah, I think Clippers got their groove. I feel like they, and plus I feel like Clippers are lucky because if Michael Porter Jr. once he arrives, long as his back don't get re-injured or he stays healthy, it's like they catching Michael Porter Jr. at a young age right now because boy,
Is he like 2 years out though from being there?
I think honestly, I think he's a year away from making his mark and 2 years away from completely establishing himself.
So 2 years away. So 3 years away. So after
Because I'm talking about the playoffs, established playoff, he's the leader or he's the leading scorer.
I think next year's is coming out party.
Okay.
Next year's is coming out
long
party.
as he stay healthy. Gotta stay healthy.
Obviously. But
Yeah.
but I think like in watching I think it was game 2 that I watched. Was it game 2 when I was commenting?
The one last night?
Yeah.
About Murray?
Yeah.
That was game 2. That was game 2.
Game 2. That was game 3. And watching the because I watched game 2 and game 3. And watching, I didn't watch the first one, but in watching those 2 games, 2 things I took away. Number 1, they don't have shit for Joker. Joker gonna do whatever the fuck he want to do. And Joker, man, I think he's so underrated. Well,
underrated.
He gets accolades, but like he is the NBA, best big man in the NBA, and not close.
The people that cover the media love him. The white analysts that cover the media love the shit out of Joker. He's great. He's a great player, but they be obsessing over this dude.
Yeah, but he
deserves it.
He deserves it. Yeah. That's number 1. That's my first takeaway. My second takeaway.
Yeah, this Travis Scott McDonald's commercial is god awful, but go ahead.
The second takeaway that I have is I didn't like how Mike Malone didn't put Michael Porter Jr. back into the game early enough. Because I felt that with the momentum, even though MPJ did have a lot of rookie and inexperienced type of turnovers and shots and things of that nature, he has to become, at some point, their best offensive player if they're going to be a championship contender. Because it ain't Jamal Murray. And I love Jamal, and I think he's earning that $170 million extension that he has, but he's not a superstar. And I don't think he'll ever be that. He doesn't possess that.
Damn.
It's just what my eyes tell me.
After he scored all that, did all that shit.
Nick, sometimes this is such thing as having a good series. And I mean, I've seen this definitely in the past, in the 90s and stuff, where certain players, sometimes you just have a great series. And in the next series, you it'd be bad matchups or it'd be the other coach's preparation be better for you. I think kind of in this situation, Jamal Murray just had a really great series. He had a great series against Utah. And I'm not saying that I was expecting him to score 50 points in this series, but I just think sometimes, especially in this social media era, people get so caught up in the moment. You know, granted, yeah, I was enjoying the battle that he was having with Donovan Mitchell, but I wasn't out here saying, "Oh yeah, Murray is a top 5 player, top 10 player."
No, I'm just talking about in general. I ain't talking about you.
Okay,
like in general, I just think Jamal Murray just in a situation where he had a great series. That's all. That's how I took it. I took it nothing more, nothing less. I'm like, damn, Jamal Murray's having a great series against Utah. Sometimes that happens. You go up against another team and you don't play that good. It happens. That's basketball.
And to that point, superstar players, it don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Joker, what he did against Utah, and he was playing against the best defensive big. And Ken was talking shit. He wound up that game with like 30 points and 14 rebounds. And that game that we was recording tonight.
He needed to after Jamal Murray carried him.
I was talking shit about Joker too. I still thought that if it wasn't for Jamal Murray, they would have been out.
Joker brought it home. Brought it home. Jamal Murray didn't have it that game, but he carried him there. He carried
the game. Yeah. But Joker, it doesn't matter who he played against, the best defensive big or the damn Clippers. He's gonna get his. That's what superstars do. Jamal Murray is gonna. His level of production is going to vary wildly, depending. And I like his game but I don't love his game. He has glaring holes in his game as well.
PG and Kawhi, he's seeing them like
no 100%, and this is only going to make him better. Like he has to go through these type of things.
Yeah, but you said he would never be a superstar. That was the reason why I was like,
not a superstar.
I didn't expect this. I didn't even expect this out of him, that run that he had. So I don't know what my evaluations for him. Like, I'm just letting it go for right now.
He's not a superstar.
Nope.
But again, I'm gonna say it again. When that game got tight, and he had a bad game, but he needed to be able to hit shots, and he wasn't able to come through, and they needed him because, it's easy for them to kind of collapse on Joker and stuff like that. So, and sometimes in series, you need that guard or that wing guy to be able to go get a bucket. They got to get the ball to Joker. And once he get it, there's a double team. He's blitzed, and then he got to pass out. So sometimes you need a bucket getter, and Joker isn't that when you need him.
Exactly.
But he was playing against a big man at that moment.
Yeah.
So
and that's the reason why I'm saying Jamal Murray is not a superstar, because superstar guards, regardless if you're a point guard or two guard, it doesn't matter how great that defender is. Of course, that defender, if it's a Kawhi or PG, they're gonna get you a couple of times. They get the best out of most players, out of even the other superstar guards in the league. But when it matters, you got to get yours. And Jamal Murray doesn't get his consistently enough against great defenders. And I just don't see how he's going to elevate higher than what he is right now. Now, I'm not saying he can't get better. Of course, he's going to get better. Going through this series and going through these two defenders is going to make him a better overall basketball player in the long run. But Michael Porter Jr. is special.
Yeah.
Damn.
He has shit. And I've been talking about MPJ for a minute, so this ain't brand new. I've seen it. And because he has a 6'10" frame, he's still very slender because he can't really pack on weight just yet because he's still recuperating from his back. But shooting touch everywhere. He has face-up game, post-up game. He has a knack for the ball. And when he finally gets his real grown man strength, he get whatever shot he wants now without grown man strength. So when he's able to ascend to that level, he is the guy offensively that has to be the focal point. Joker's going to be point center, and we know what he's going to do.
And I know this comes with time.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever he's in the game,
they play better.
So does the opposing team.
Yeah, because he's not there defensively. He's not there yet. He's not there yet. He's not there yet.
Good outlet pass. Wow.
Yeah, he's not there yet. But like you said, it'll come with time.
Yeah, I know.
It'll come with time. But no, you're 100% right. Because his inexperience, it's so crazy how his talent shows, but his inexperience at times overshadows it.
You know what? I
defense.
Nuggets blew a 12-point lead. They blew a 7-point lead late, and that's when you need your superstars to come in. And if Joker is the superstar, he should have been in the game a lot earlier when that game was in the balance.
Mm-hmm.
But there were a lot of things that Malone pointed out that could be corrected. 19 fast break points, 30 overall for the Clippers. I don't think the Clippers have necessarily found their stride.
Nope.
They still go up and down a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Paul George or Kawhi have to do. They basically like a souped-up version of the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they're on the court, they either have to do so much or they want to do so much because, they're the two guys. So they're going to take most of the shots. We talked about that during the season. Lou Will had a bad game. Patrick Beverly had moments in the fourth quarter, but overall, he's just out there. So there were some struggles, huh?
Real quick, Ken. The same reason you was hesitant on the Rockets, they are playing like shit right now, dude. They are turning over the ball like crazy, taking stupid shots and everything. So I'm sorry. You good. The same reason you was worried about. Yeah, the same thing you was worried about the Rockets is showing right now in this game.
Oh, okay, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, we got it on, but it's to the back of me. I turn to it every once in a while. But
okay.
But yeah, it's just I haven't seen it yet. But when I look at them, I'm like, this team got everything. They got Paul George, Kawhi. The roster is loaded.
6 man
Let's
of the
go
year.
to the coaching. They got Doc. They got Tyronn Lue. They got Sam Cassell. Like this team has everything it needs to win a title.
Yep.
And you know, if they fall short of that, that's gonna be
on Doc.
man.
I mean, like I'm saying, not all on Doc,
We
but I'm
have to
saying
watch-
like,
we have to
but you
watch.
remember, but you know how I was saying this last episode, we're gonna have to question Doc.
We'll have to see. We're gonna have to see
how it end up.
We've
How it
seen
ends.
Paul George think up the joint.
Yeah.
Kawhi has basically been carrying this team.
And that's why when he had a bad game, the last game, it was due. And that's why I'm happy Paul George showed up for that. Because that's what he's supposed to be there for.
Because he had people in the fans cheering his name on, man. I mean, he had a baked-in crowd. I guess he's
baked in. It's a pandemic, kid. All right, his friends and family. Shit, they was gonna be there anyway.
Hey, it's no coincidence. That's all I'm saying.
So what's the series record I got for the Clippers and the Nuggets?
Oh, damn. Clippers in 5.
I got Clippers in 6.
Same as you.
B-
What about you, B?
B took a lunch break.
Who was that went down for Houston? Oh, they must have bumped knees. Yeah.
Is that Covington?
Yeah.
Covington and AD?
No, that look like House.
Oh, that's
What happened?
That's
That
McGee?
That might be a rib, man.
sometimes they be hyping shit though.
Well, you know, when
a nigga going on a run, they sometimes they just fall down short. Just be like, let me catch my breath.
Ooh. He hit him. Oh yeah, his head hit the ribs, man. He may have broke a rib.
I didn't even see that. Like,
Ooh, damn.
Oh,
Oh, he hit head to head. He got a concussion.
he hit the
Yeah. That could be a possible concussion.
I still didn't see the
It says the
contact.
elbow.
Look at where AD is at.
Elbow,
Just look at
watch
AD.
this.
Just look at AD and look at his head.
That hit his elbow.
Oh, hit his elbow. So that's
Well,
why is AD holding his shot? Yeah.
He don't know what it hit.
He just know he hurt. Oh no, his hand.
He hit him with his whole elbow.
His hand.
No. The Houston Rockets player with his left elbow hit him
Elbow
all right
and
here.
the head hit it. Yeah.
So they both got elbowed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
AD should be.
I'm gonna say, AD, get your big ass up.
Man, you know he paper thin, man. You know he's frail.
frail.
A feather hit him. He's like, he's laughing shit on the ground.
Said he tickled.
He tickled. He out for
He bleeding.
That nigga.
bleeding.
That's what I'm saying. That's a concussion. That nigga. He
Oh,
probably
he
dumb.
bleeding and shit. He bleeding.
You can't bleed in coronavirus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
it's
Nah,
corona.
you can't.
Yeah, he gotta go.
lock him up.
They quarantine his ass, boy. Damn. Yeah, he's done. Yeah, he's done.
Yeah, he out this game. That's a broken nose, bro. That's
That
a
might be
broken
an eye
nose.
socket too. God damn.
Shit.
Covington, he was big in that game 7. Like he had a lot of
Yeah, he was
big
clutch.
ass threes,
He was
man.
clutch. B, who you got in this Houston Lakers series?
I said Lakers in 6.
Lakers 6. All right. Yeah, that was my last question though. So y'all got anything else? See what the chat's talking about?
We hope
Steve Nash. What about Steve Nash? Did we talk about Steve Nash?
Oh, we didn't. Nah, yeah, I forgot about that. Steve Nash is the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets.
Mm-hmm.
How y'all feel about
I
that?
like it. I'm more glad that it's not a retread because
I agree with that.
the NBA needs to start getting fresher
Some new
perspectives.
people, I agree, man. I've been saying that about NFL coaching and NBA coaching. Like, stop recycling some of these damn same coaches. Get some new blood out here, man.
Yep,
Get some guys that get some new blood out here. I'm sick of seeing the same coaches everywhere.
And then obviously Steve Nash has a relationship with the GM Sean Marks
And with KD.
and with KD. So
I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know he had a relationship with KD.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
We got a relationship with Kyrie.
Nah, not
They
with Kyrie.
supposed to be cool. He called him Kai.
Oh, well,
So what was that relationship?
so
Skin color?
no.
Okay.
Steve Nash was a like a special type of skill.
Whiteness?
No,
Okay.
Ken.
He has a special type of privilege. It's called white.
No, golly. He was a special skill coach for Golden State. And that's how he was real close to KD. Also, KD is real close to Dirk's trainer because he takes a lot of Dirk's training. Ooh, that's a nice ass pass.
Beautiful feed.
So that's kind of where that came from. And then also Sean Marks, the GM of the Brooklyn Nets, also spent time in Golden State as well. So that's how Steve Nash and Sean Marks.
So he didn't have a relationship with Mark Jackson?
Who, KD?
Who, Sean Marks?
Oh,
Possibly.
yeah,
Golden
Sean
State?
Marks. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the years and how everything.
I think Mark Jackson just didn't get along with that Golden State front office.
Yeah, I think the whole front office was like, fuck this nigga.
Yeah.
Well, the NBA is saying fuck this nigga.
True.
Who else was in Golden State that was black that he could have called? Okay.
I'm so neutral on this hiring. It's ridiculous because there is that side of me that's like, why the fuck is Mark Jackson not
Better
hired?
than Thibodeau.
Yeah.
That is true. But I also am like like which I was saying, new perspective. Like Steve, like I was listening to Bomani Jones's podcast again, and he was like, this hiring, it's like you can't really tell who's gonna be a great coach or not in these days. So Steve Nash could be one. He was a point guard. He's intelligent, clearly. He has, that charisma as far as, he gets along. I haven't really heard anybody shit on Steve Nash. So I'm not really having issues with that. It's just more so like, who else gets these kind of like, you know what I'm saying, head coaching gigs where you got two fucking Hall of Famer type players.
Was he the first Giannis back in MVP?
Yeah, he was.
Look, to your point though. Look, I'm with you. I don't care, man. Like, because to B's point and People's point, it's not the same old motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's somebody new. I like Steve Nash. And I like giving some of these guys an opportunity. That's all I ask for. I'm not gonna trip about the race. I'm not gonna go on my Stephen A. Smith thing. I was just joking around. Because I expect the same opportunities to happen for black coaches, and the same opportunity has.
And it did, yep, yeah. Because I think J.K. got a head coaching job, and he didn't have no experience.
Right. So that's why I didn't understand why Stephen A. was tripping that way, because this has happened to black coaches before.
Yeah.
I think he's probably just has close ties with
Like,
Mark
Mark Jackson? Did Mark Jackson had any head coaching experience when he got on with Golden
I don't think
State?
so. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Nah.
So,
Well, I don't know.
I don't
Because
know.
someone said the last 5 like new head coaches out of nowhere.
Richard Jefferson came on and he had a damn list.
Yeah, it was like 3 out of 5 have been black.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's they've given opportunities.
Yeah, I didn't know what Stephen A. was talking about. I had no idea what he was talking about.
Like, it was the right thing to say about the wrong person.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like you're a little late on this one. And then everybody Steve Nash.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Yeah.
So did y'all know Steve Nash asked Dirk Nowitzki to be an assistant coach, but Dirk turned him down because he said he's not ready to come back to full-time basketball?
He just retired. Hell no, he ain't ready.
Nah, I know. When I saw that, I was like, shit, if I was Dirk and I had that badass wife too, shit, I didn't know where I'm coming out of retirement.
Niggas don't come out like Steve. How long was Steve Nash retired before he got like what 5 years at least?
Yeah.
Like you usually got to be like, let me enjoy time off with the family before I go back. I was looking at the last time he dunked. I was like, he uses his whole hands for the dunk. He don't just like let it go. I was always thinking like, shit, that might.
He ain't Melo.
Yeah, Melo just Melo just popped that bitch in. That one looking like, voila. I fuck with Melo for that too. Hey, you ain't never heard about having a thumb injury, boy. You ain't never heard about it. Shit, but yeah, that's it for me.
All right. Well, once again, man, if you like the show, man, and even if you don't, just subscribe.
Tell your friends. I forgot. I couldn't find the YouTube commenter, but he was saying that he likes our show and he would recommend to his friends. But shout out to everybody who's sharing our the podcast and following us on YouTube. We appreciate y'all. We're trying to get these subs up so we can do more shit. Because that's what we doing for us for y'all. Like, we appreciate y'all support, really.
And Shelton wanted to do another show. We didn't give a chance to do it, but the subs go up and different things happen, man. We could be able to do these more frequently, but we need y'all, man. Oh, I thought he was gonna miss that, but he would. That's cool for you. But but again, thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us. We'll catch you guys next time. We out.
Peace.
So I'm not gonna front. Rondo had a bigger impact than I thought he did.
Hey,
Hold on, because you were sitting there shitting on Rondo.
And Rondo, one of my favorite players. So I'm just watching the games like Rondo doing a lot of things. A lot of niggas is talking shit about Rondo.
So
That's playoff Rondo right there.
So my main assessment on Rondo with this team is that he takes the ball away from LeBron, which isn't always a bad thing, but he found himself he only hit 1 3 that I've watched so far, but he's missed like 4 or 5. That's the aspect of Rondo's game, which is why I question the fit. Because if you're gonna play point guard alongside LeBron, you got to be able to make spot-up shots.
So first of all, he tried to be slick and say that as the show was ending.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Because he saw Rondo's stats. They showing his stats, 19 points.
No, I've been watching the game.
I know that, but I'm just saying it was convenient. It was convenient.
Well, I'm just saying he's playing a lot better than I thought. He's attacking the basket and creating plays and actually getting LeBron involved.
His hands are active. He's disrupting. Yeah, he's all over the place.
To me, Rondo is the last of the Mohicans when it comes to pure point guards.
CP.
Yeah, I'm saying like those are the last two.
Yeah.
But obviously Rondo was like more pure than CP. Like he ain't
shit.
shit. Like he will pass. And he will never be good on the metrics. Like the analysts would never love Rondo. This nigga just like give him the ball, he could play. That's why I've always fucked with him. I hate that he's a Laker though, but
you don't like the Lakers?
I'm cool on the Lakers.
Like even before LeBron.
The only time I liked the Lakers was back in the day when it was Shaq and Kobe, Kobe Fro. After that, I was on. That was the year that I stopped liking them was when AI went to get with them, and I was fucking with AI more than anybody else on the Lakers. And then from then on, I was like, fuck the Lakers.
Okay. He was rusty the first game because he looked terrible. I think that was game 1, but
they just shitting on him now.
But yeah, he's yeah, but
these niggas are shooting shots now.
And this was a close game. Like this game was. Like,
it was from the end of the third or like the third quarter. Like that was.
Yep, Rockets had a lead.
They just went cold.
It was tied coming into the fourth quarter, and I'll have to go back and rewatch it. But I mean, I don't know. Can't say championship experience, but execution. I don't know. I didn't really get a chance to watch it, but it was 82 all, and they got them. But they need to check that thumb. But either way, man, Rondo is good for them. And I think the last thing I'll say is that the only thing I like is when he get the ball, like it's a black hole. Because he's going to dribble that ball all the way down to like 5 seconds and then make a pass. So he does hold the ball a lot, but it does relieve
LeBron.
But he makes great decisions, though.
Right.
Most of the time.
So LeBron does, yeah, exactly. Yep. So I think
LeBron could just score. Like, he ain't got to do everything else, bro. I'll take care of it, handling his rock, making the no look, getting the right person.
And because he has such a high IQ, he'll be able to create shots for other people. It's up to them to be able to make
it. And he got the Kentucky connection with AD. So, like, they are already cool and shit like that, especially since they played in New Orleans, too. So, like.
Yeah. So, it won't necessarily – because I like Caruso a little bit more now than I used to. But when he's in there, Caruso can – get him off ball duty, and then he'll be able to create shots for AD. Because I think when Rondo wasn't there, Caruso wasn't really quite able to kind of run the offense and create those.
Exactly.
Yeah, because Caruso's not a on-ball playmaker. He's a recipient of the pass, get it in motion, and then he could make a play going downhill. Mm-hmm. But when you ask him to play pick and roll back, like
he's just a smart hustle guy.
He is.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
championship role player. Yeah. He's a championship role player.
He's Deladova 2.0. Delhi. He's a new Delhi on the block.
All right, now we're officially done. Y'all needed to hear that because Rondo, he was shitting on Rondo.
Put respect on Rondo's name, man.
Hey, he played good.
The NBA champion, Hall of Famer.
100%. All right. And now he playing with Bron too. Guess why?
Wade need to go next. Milwaukee.
Hey, if he was Milwaukee, we would. Hey, y'all just get into the Eastern Conference Finals for sure. Oh, man. All right, B.
All right.